We're live. You can make noise, Riley. It's okay. I don't think anyone will care. Just don't make a ton of noise.
Start smacking on the thing.
Hey guys, I'm on my hotspot again, and now it's not whatever the high speed that it was before. I had to use all of it because our internet still isn't fixed. Awesome. But hey, if this works, I'm fine with it. My eye makeup looks crazy on here.
Yep.
Hey. Did it look crazy in person?
Yeah.
Thanks, Riley.
Yeah,
Gotta love kids.
Don't worry.
You've been standing here talking to me, but you didn't actually look at me?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I honestly couldn't tell you what your makeup looks like because I don't pay attention to makeup.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I honestly hate that saying, by the way.
Fair enough.
Yes, so many of my friends use that, and I hate it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's just like how you don't like...
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, I hate when people say that.
There's a movie.
Don't say that to me. It is what it is. That for some reason that irritates me so bad.
There is a movie that I just watched where a guy was irritated with "It is what it is."
Because it's like when you're frustrated about something, like something's happening that you're upset or frustrated about, and somebody goes, "Well, it is what it is." That is like such a jerk thing to say. Like,
I don't remember if it was the movie. It was something about Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I don't remember it
in that movie or not, but I just remember watching that one, and that was really good actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that.
I'm just talking to my son because nobody's here. I forgot. I never put out that I was going to be doing it, but people typically know that I'm live on Tuesdays. I saw somebody pop on for a second. But the last couple times I've come on, it's taken a few minutes before people came in. So I'll just wait. I have a Let It Snow mug still, just mostly because it's giant and I like giant cups of coffee. But I think we're probably getting down to the lower. Oh, you have Baby It's Cold Outside. He's got the matching one. I don't think we're supposed to have. Is it supposed to snow again?
I don't think so.
Somebody's here. Does somebody like me, please? 2 people are here. Yay.
No, just rain. Rain
today says
Friday,
30%
Saturday,
chance of a frozen mix.
Ooh.
That's what my phone says.
What is it?
Friday rain.
It says rainy conditions.
Whoa, it's supposed to be 58 on Monday. Hi, Sue. How are you today? How's the weather there?
It's going to be 68 on Thursday.
Alabama. Going to be what?
68 on Thursday?
Oh, 63, I see. Oh, yeah, it says 58 tomorrow and 63 on Thursday. I was looking way ahead of time.
47 today, 61 tomorrow, and 68 on Thursday.
Weird.
We're both using iPhone weather, aren't we?
No, I use WeatherBug.
Oh.
I need to look and see. It's raining there. It was a little drizzly. I was taking a bunch of stuff to Goodwill after Bible study this morning, and it started like sprinkling on my way there. I'm like, no, I have all the stuff that I need to take. And if there isn't somebody right out there, you just leave all the stuff like by these bins. And so I had all these boxes of stuff. I'm like, I don't want to leave it out if it's raining. But when I pulled up there was a kid working out there. Well, he was like on his lunch break or something. And I was like, I think you're going to hate me. I'm sorry. I've got a ton of stuff. He's like, that's okay. Well, then he was coming over, taking boxes inside. And he's like, no, this is cool. You got everything together. Good. I'm like, okay. Hi, Penny. How's everybody doing? How's Miss Faye doing? Tish is in Atlanta. Tish, got to get my Tish shimmy going. I want to see where we're going next week to see what it's saying right now for weather there. Thank you, Tish. Oh, yeah, I bet you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off, Penny. How are things coming along with the packing? the moving. When do you get to go into the house? Riley, it's showing a 50% chance of rain next Tuesday for Grand Rapids.
That's fine.
We'll see what happens. Well,
It's not outside.
Well, we have to stand outside.
Oh well, that's why you wear a hood or a coat or something.
Oh, cool. That's so exciting, Penny. We are going next Tuesday. So I actually will not be live next Tuesday. We are going over to the other side of the state and spending the night and stuff because we're going to a concert. And when I was at Goodwill today, because I took a huge Jeep load, which I recorded it because it's going to be part of my basement cleaning out series because I've been working on it. I know I keep saying, like, I keep talking about it, but I'm not doing it. We got some serious stuff done this weekend, but there's still so much to do. But
I still have
beef stew, that sounds delicious. All the stuff on the big table down there is all holiday stuff. So like
I actually
Christmas,
did
winter, fall, and so it's all in order for what we need it to pull. Oh yeah, Penny, I don't know how you could be. That's like super fast. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we're gonna go over there for a concert. And anyway, so when I went to Goodwill today and took a bunch of stuff, I was like, well, I'll run in and see if they have anything fun. Because okay, so when we went in October, we went and saw August Burns Red were the headliners, and then Era and Fit for a King were with them. And Fit for a King is like my favorite. And so Fit for a King is headlining this time. So we're going back to the same place we went before for that concert and are going for this one. And thank you. We will. And we're getting VIP. We got VIP with August Burns Red too, but I'm much more excited about Fit for a King VIP. Plus, they're going to be playing songs from their new album. So like sneak peek for the VIP people. So I'm so excited about that. But so anyway, I went in today to see because it was I've never been so hot in my entire life. Like I have never sweat so much in my life as I did at the concert. So I had on, like, I have a Fit for a King, like track suit kind of jacket that I love. So I ended up taking it off and putting it around my waist, and I had like a sleeveless like shirt on. I had like high-waisted like leather leather leggings, and then like a cropped like kind of sleeveless shirt, but it met each other. None of my stomach was showing. And the sweat, literally everything on you was completely soaked. My face, everything was just like you were literally dripping sweat. And I was right at the front, like so against like the barricade things that they have and then the stage. So I didn't even have people in front of me. Otherwise, I would have suffocated, I think, because I'm way too short. But I was so dang hot. So I'm like, I need to make sure I've got stuff with me. My basement did lose a lot of weight. That's hilarious. But yeah, so I was like, I need to try to find something comfortable to wear, at the concert because it's going to be hot. So I'll wear like my track jacket thing in because it's going to be chilly when we're standing outside waiting to get in for like the VIP thing. And then, but when I get in, then I can at least just tie that around my waist and I'll wear something sleeveless again because, oh my goodness. And I'm not wearing fake leather leggings because that was way too hot. But I'll probably wear my, Doc Martens again because I was thinking about wearing my Vans because they're super, super comfortable. But because like, people are like drinking around you and stuff is slashing everywhere. And my Vans have like suede on them. So I'm afraid I'm getting gross. I'm like, where are my Doc Martens? I can just wipe off. So I'll probably wear those again. But yeah, but I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, our basement, yeah, it's pretty good. So basically, we have this huge, when we moved here, the people had, and I'm not sure what it was for. It might have been like a train table type of a thing, but it's like a T. And like the top part is not super wide. It's probably, well, I mean, it's pretty wide. It's probably like 4 foot wide, maybe 3 foot, probably 3 foot. And then the main part that comes out is really long and wider. And so what we did was we took everything off of there and out from underneath there. Wait till you guys, when this video goes out, you are going to be like, Danielle, you're ridiculous. And I am. I'll fully admit it. But we started putting all the, like, the holiday stuff, like seasonal things up there. So we put the Christmas all to the back, and then well, no, winter stuff is all to the back, then Christmas, and then I've got my fall stuff and things like that. So it's easy in order to pull them off and then push them to the back kind of thing. Um, so we've got that part done, and I took my second load of stuff in our Jeep. Like, we lay down the seats in the back. It's a Jeep Cherokee. Lay down the seats in the back and then just fill it with stuff. So I took my second load, like literally filled, like I couldn't really even see out the back window, to Goodwill today. So that feels so good. And the bags of garbage that we have taken out of there are ridiculous, because some stuff was just garbage. I'm not taking clothes to Goodwill that have holes in them or stains on them. Nobody wants that. And actually, when I was in there today looking for something for me, for one, the prices are totally ridiculous now. And for two, I can't believe how many things have like holes or stains or something like that. And I don't feel like Salvation Army is like that. I feel like they take better care in like looking over the clothes. And also, I don't know about you guys, but the ones around us, like the Salvation Armies, wash the clothes before they put them out, where Goodwill doesn't. And some of the stuff, it's like you can tell people wore it and then like didn't wash it and brought it. It's got like stuff on it. It's so gross. When I get out of there, I'm like hand sanitizer like a mad woman. And I'm not a hand sanitizer person. I don't care. But when I come out of there, yeah, I am. And so, but I was kind of disappointed because I didn't really find building a dollhouse. Are you really gonna do that? That's a good idea, Penny. If I had somewhere, like, I actually had 2 boxes filled with books that I took there today, and a lot of them were, like, devotional books and stuff that were, like, my boys when they were younger, or ones that we have already done or things like that, um, and I, uh I would like to have taken it, but our church, we actually have like a little library in our church, but they're not accepting donations right now because they get overrun with them too. So I just took them to Goodwill. But yeah, I always wash. I'm like, ew, who brings their dirty clothes to donate? I think that's so bizarre. Like, I don't, even though like Salvation Army washes them first, I bring them home and wash them. Like, I don't wear them without washing them. Actually, a friend of mine does that. When we're at camp, the little thrift store that is my favorite is right there, and so people will go there throughout the weeks that we're at camp, and she'll like buy stuff from there and just wear it, and I'm like, like the smell. Their stores have a smell. And even if like they wash stuff, there's still just like a smell. And I think it's from like things that are like wood and hold on to stuff like that. And it kind of just permeates the whole store. But I have like little containers in my travel trailer of laundry detergent and fabric softener. And then I have a tub actually in my like our shower has a tub in the trailer. So I'll fill it with some water with the stuff, and I hand wash stuff if it's something I want to wear, because then I have a drying rack that I hang stuff on outside. Um, but I'm like, I'm not putting clothes on that have not been washed by me. Like, I want to know that they are washed. That's so cool, Sue. So growing up, my best friend, who is my doctor that does my thyroid stuff, which she was a miracle worker for me today and called me in some more Imitrex because I thought I was getting a migraine last night. And I was like, no, please, I just want to go to Bible study today and stuff. And um, I woke up this morning feeling good, but I looked at my Imitrex and I only had one left. And I'm like, oh no, like if I end up needing that, I need more than one. And so I sent her a text with a picture of the thing because I went to call in the refill and they ran out March 11th. Like, seriously. And so I sent her a picture. I'm like, help. Like, I know one's on the horizon and one of these is not going to do the trick. Can you call this in for me? And she like pretty much right after was like done with a little check mark. So I got to pick that up while I was in town today, because the pharmacy and stuff that we go to is out there where my church is. It's like half an hour from my house. Um, so that worked out really well too, that I went and was just able to go get that. But anyway, that takes me back Wash everything forever. Yeah, that's the thing too, detergents, different detergents. I've always had to be careful because, my son Riley, like, when he was younger, he had eczema and stuff. He really doesn't now that he's older. He kinda outgrew it, which I'm so thankful for, because he used to have it really bad, like, in his scalp and stuff too. But, like, Tide laundry detergent would tear him up. And so, I had to, like, make sure I used to use, like, All Free and Clear all the time and stuff. Um, but yeah, so knowing what it's washed with is one of the things too, and just because somebody else might have been wearing it, I don't want somebody else's armpits against what my armpits are against. Nope, thanks. Even stuff like you buy new from the store, people try it on, and I actually got a really bad, I don't know if you guys remember, I use a clothes drying rack at home for, like, I have a few things that need to be hung dry, but usually I do not buy anything that's like that because I don't got time for that. I don't have the space for it or the time for it. So I'm like, if I have to hand wash things, pretty much everything that I have that's hand wash, I don't hand wash. I just do it on a gentle cycle in the washer, like by itself or with just other things like that, and then hang them on my drying rack I have in there. But um yeah, Tide is brutal. I'm like, ugh, I don't even have issues with stuff like that, but sometimes Tide would kind of bother me. I don't know how people use it. Um, but anyway, with the aw. Yeah, Penny. I guarantee, yeah, I guarantee that they're clean when they get to you, but still, yeah, for sure. Hi, Kate. Hi, Kate. Um, Oh, but back to I go off in a million different directions. Do you ever, I'm sure you do because I think everyone does, but it's like you'll be thinking about something and all of a sudden you're like, "Why am I thinking about this?" And if you rewind it back, you can see what took you from this to this to this to this to what you finally are thinking about that you're like, "That was not at all what I was originally thinking about." Um, but so dollhouse. My best friend growing up, doctor. Okay. Her grandpa made her and her sister these dollhouses. They were huge. They had like these special table things that they were on in their bedrooms. They were huge. Were they 2 or 3 story? I don't remember now. I think they might have been three. But he placed every individual shingle on these dollhouses and everything. They were gorgeous. Like, and the girls got to pick out like the wallpaper they wanted on the walls in it and the flooring, all the different little stuff. And I remember one of my favorite things that was in her dollhouse. I have no idea why, but still to this day, I think about it every once in a while because I thought it was the cutest thing ever. It was like a serving bowl. So like it would sit on the little like dining table and the thing. And so there'd be all the little plates and there's different little food. But it was like a serving bowl that everyone would take out of peas. And it had a little pat of butter right in the middle of it. It was the cutest freaking thing ever. And everything miniature is cute anyway, but there was just something about it that I absolutely loved. Um, but yeah, it was like they had the coolest. They picked the paint for the outside. So like hers was like a bluish gray kind of the outside of her house. Her sister's was like a yellow, like a pale yellow and stuff. And I remember just being like, so they had a little fireplaces in them that a fire in it flickered and whatever. And like they literally had electricity in them. Coolest dollhouses you've ever seen. They were so amazing. Oh, yep, that makes sense, Sue, if that's what you've got. Yeah, with the size of our family and the amount of clothes, there's not a chance in this world we could be without an electric dryer or gas dryer, whatever, a dryer. Actually, that's funny because our house, um, our stove and our dryer are set up for gas or electric. And the dryer that we had before this one was gas, and it just for some reason freaked me out. I felt like I could smell it. And one of my dad's friends that he used to work with, he one time went to turn on his dryer and there was a leak and he didn't know it. And when he pushed the, button to ignite the, that makes your or dryer start, it exploded. And I mean, it almost killed him. Like he was very disfigured and everything. But he actually ended up meeting his wife was well, the woman who ended up becoming his wife was his nurse that took care of him when he was recovering and stuff. So that's kind of a cool story. But after that, I've always been freaked out by gas dryers. So when we moved here and we needed a new dryer, I was like, this is set up for electric. I want an electric dryer. And so we got one. Aw, Penny. That's so cool. There's some things like that that are just special, and it's like you don't need to touch them. You just wanna be able to look at them and, like, yeah, have, like, the memories of it and stuff. And it's funny too how different kids are different. Like, my niece Eden is an only child, and she has always been very careful and particular with things and very, just I don't know, and just really mature for her age and everything. And she's they're getting so old, it's freaking me out. But anyway, she just always has been like that. So it was like my sister was able to give her like her porcelain doll and stuff when she was still, I mean, she's really young. So it's like it's kind of cool, with that kind of stuff to be able to see her use it, but also because you knew she was taking very good care of it. She's very gentle with it. It gets put away if other kids are coming over, things like that. But then a lot of kids, you just can't really trust that they're gonna take good care of it. Yeah, a lot of appliances are gas run. I wish I had a gas stove. I hate having an electric stove. That's something in our forever home, our next house. I really, really would like a gas stove. They just cook. They're so much nicer. But the electric or the gas dryer, and I'm sure a lot of it is just because of knowing somebody that happened to. It absolutely freaks me out so bad. It's like I literally every time I'd go to push the button to turn the dryer on, I was like, like is this gonna be the time this thing blows up? Like, it's so stupid, but once you know something like that, it's hard to, like, get it out of your mind. I don't know anything about Queen Mary's dollhouse. Huh. Oh my gosh, it's so funny, Penny. The cats have tea parties with her, that's so cute, yes, and cats have no care, they'll just knock things off. I love the little things that they'll show. There's somebody is it on Instagram? It must be because I don't watch any or I don't look at anything. I don't do like other social media besides YouTube and Instagram. But and it must be in reels sometimes and I'll see it and it's something it'll be like cats and like somebody voices it though and it'll be like, a little kid by a cat and it's like get her away from me, Debbie or whatever, like she's getting close, don't let her touch me. And then like the baby will touch it and the cat like smacks the baby or something, whatever. But it like cracks me up. Yeah, gas stoves are so nice. They're just a lot more even and stuff like that. Like, um, and now our stove we've had for, well, gosh, I've lived here for 11 years, I think. 11 years. And um is that right? Yeah, it must be 11 years. Anyway, I'm like, Um, and we had that stove before we moved here. So it's a good I'm sure it's probably 13 years old or more. Um, and so like some of the heating elements and it's the ceramic top electric, but it's like which are a nightmare to clean for one. And my mom had a white one for a while. Horrible. She's like, worst decision I've ever made. It was awful. Um, but it's just like the some of the burners don't like heat up. Like you have to turn them up to like medium high for them to actually be like maybe medium. Like it's just annoying and like or they're uneven the way they heat. So it's like that the stuff on this side of the pan is going to cook faster, so you have to keep moving the stuff around or moving the pan around. So dumb. I mean, I'm happy to have it and be able to cook. Like let's be real. Compared to most of the world, we're like super wealthy. So I'm not trying to be like "Oh, I don't like myself. I deserve better." I don't mean that, but it is a pain. Oh, yeah, Sue. It's like, we gotta make the best of what we got, right? Oh, that's so amazing, Penny. And it is a learning curve, I do feel like you have to get back used to it again, like, to know, but, oh, yeah, that'll be awesome. I would love one of the ones that has, the burners and then, like, yeah, the 6 burners like that in the middle. So this probably has it too then, where you can put, like, the griddle top on it. Those look so cool. My husband and I were looking, and we like to, like, go in places and dream about the appliances that we would have if we could afford them. I was looking again the other day for, not for, at houses just to see what's out there. Oh my gosh, there's literally nothing. I'm like, it's like I can't even look at stuff and be like, dream about it. Like, ooh, even if I did have that amount of money, but I'm like, there's not even anything I like. And a fireplace is a non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable for me. And I want a wood burning one. I don't want a fake one. And or gas. Well, maybe I would do gas. I don't know. I'd much rather have wood burning, but um I was like, I can't even find a house with a dang fireplace. I'm like, that's not what I'd want. Yeah, I'm sure you will burn stuff at first. Low and slow, Penny. Low and slow. That's my those are my words of wisdom for you. Yeah, with a griddle, that's so awesome. Yeah, the housing market is a joke right now. So, did you guys see I got my Shamrock shake and my double filet fish with extra tartar sauce and fries last Wednesday? That was so fun. I was like, "Oh, yay." So then we pull up and I'm like, "Okay, you have to take a picture of me before we drive away," whatever, because we're in the, line at the but we were like parked up because we had to wait for my fries to get done. And so we were already kind of like in a spot where we could do that. So it's not like we were holding up the line behind us, but I was like, that was fun. Oh my gosh. And that was funny because my husband's like, so we got that and then we went to Salvation Army and because I had to get my what I wanted for my thrifted look for less challenge, which I have to record when I'm done with this. um, and so don't forget that's this Sunday. Thrifted look for less challenge is coming up. Uh, but so we went and shopped at Salvation Army and stuff after we ate, and then we went to TJ Maxx. Yeah, and then I think we were running out of time. We had to get back to get my son. But my husband's like, "Oh, let's get Starbucks because we're the town that we were in has all that stuff, and we don't live close to stuff like that." And so, we went to Starbucks, and I'm like, "Just get me what you're getting," because a lot of times he just gets a black coffee, like he likes Pike Place, and he's like, "What?" Because I always get like some fancy drink. I'm like, "If you think I can drink anything sweet after having that Shamrock Shake earlier today, like you're out of your mind." It's so funny. He does not have, like, a shut off for sweet stuff, like, he can just keep eating it and keep eating it. It makes me sick, like, I can't even watch him. And, like, I if I have something sweet like that shake, I'm good for the rest of the day, like, I cannot. It was funny. So, I'm like, "No, I will just have a regular coffee." And it seemed wrong in a way to go to Starbucks and have just a black coffee, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, that's true, Sue. My grandma has, her refrigerator and stove and stuff are all smaller for, like, the apartment where she lives, and I'm like, "It's kinda perfect for you." Well, she wishes she had a bigger fridge, but oh my gosh, it's Penny, it makes me sick. I'm like, "I cannot," and other people in his family are the same way, so, like, for holidays, sometimes it makes me sick to be around people because 'cause I'm like, "You need to stop, like, eating." It's so gross. Hey, Jeannie. Hello, hello. How are you enjoying this dreary Michigan day? But tomorrow it's supposed to be like 60. So I was saying, because I'm a winter girl, I love snow and everything. But I told my husband, I think too, because I've been working out and stuff. So I feel like I can tell my body's changing and like just getting a better shape and whatever. And I'm like, so it almost is making me like, okay, it can be spring now. So Definitely starting to see some more days that are, you know, getting warmer. Yeah, especially hard when you've got young kids because it's like they need to be able to get out and you need to be able to get them out, right? No kidding. And basically for you, you basically have twins without them actually being twins because they're so close in age. So I'm sure you're like, "Get me out of the house." Aw, that's so funny, Sue. And the thing is, it's like, I only need 1 for the year and I'm good. Like, so that was my 1, like, oh, I bet they have serious cabin fever going on. Poor kids are like, "Let me out." No kidding. And that's the hard thing though too about spring. A lot of times it's wet or it's muddy, so it's like, ugh. But then summer gets too hot. It's just, I can't. That's why fall and winter are my happy place because I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather be cold than hot. And no, Penny. It's so funny because it's like for the most part, like with any fast food stuff, even if stuff that sounds really good to me, when I have it, I'm like, it's not that good. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that great. What was I just watching? I was just watching something. Oh, this is very random. It was a Jaclyn Hill video, which I don't even watch her, but I saw something about that she was getting her lip filler taken out or something. And so I was like, oh. And so I just clicked on the video because it was like over in my recommendations thing. And she made this, I guess Haley Bieber or something made this pizza toast on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok either. I'm like an old lady. Like I don't even know what these kids are talking about. But so she made it and her fiance was like, um, ew, like this is not good. And she's like, no, it's not. And she goes, I don't think people know good food. And then she's like, oh, that sounds really rude. Like, and I'm like, no, I get it because there's things that you can make at home that you're like, oh, this is good, but it's not actually good. You know what I'm saying? But for like something you're just whipping up at home. But that's how like all fast food and stuff, it's like it's not good food. Like, let's be real. Oh, yay, Kate. That's so exciting. Oh, how awesome. I was talking about we're going away next Tuesday overnight. We're going over to the west side of the state to go to a concert again. And I can't wait. What are the temperatures like there right now, Penny? Oh, that's right, Jeannie. So they can burn really easy. Like slather on the sunscreen, right? I agree. Michigan fall is top notch. The beautiful trees everywhere. And if you go, do you ever go like up north in Michigan or like up to the like by the UP for in the fall? It's so insanely gorgeous. I love it so much. Oh, okay, on a military base. Did they not have some of the same stuff or I mean different areas have different stuff at their McDonald's anyway, but oh, that's funny, Kate. The only one who sends me TikTok stuff is Christy Pope, but I can just click on it, like the actual thing and watch it, and that's it. Because I'm like, there's not a chance in this world I'm going on TikTok. I've got enough stuff in my life that wastes my time. I like cannot, or not. I don't want to say waste my time. Well, that is a waste of time. Let's be real. Even like Instagram and stuff, and like with YouTube, just trying to keep up with videos. I'm like, I cannot add another thing to look at and I have like some games on my phone I like to play. And then I like feel guilty sometimes, like, oh, I should be watching videos. And sometimes I play a game and watch a video. But I'm like, dang it, I can play some games on my phone if I want to. Like, but I don't want anything else that would be like a time sucker like that. And I know TikTok is, everyone talks about it. So I'm like, nope. Okay, 63. Yeah. See, that's kind of me. I'm like 65 to 70. If summer was like never more than 70 degrees, I'd be down. Definitely never more than 75. Oh no. That stinks, Kate. Can they get you and they can't get you back in before or I hope they can before you're going on vacation. Accumulate more freckles. That's funny. Uh-uh. Oh, yes. I agree, Jeannie. End of summer. Yep. Beautiful. It's so gorgeous up there. Absolutely, Tish. That would be amazing. Absolutely. It would be so fun to be able to get together with you guys. Oh, which one, Kate? Which show? I'd love to know what people are watching. My husband and I always like try to find random stuff and then like once we're I like on Netflix and stuff, I like the like British like mystery crime kind of like series, whatever. So I'm always looking for new stuff to watch. Oh man, Kate, that stinks. I'm sorry. Well, I hope that your pain is like less than it ever usually is. Like, because that's not good. I'm like a little over an hour from Detroit. Oh yeah, I know what Castle is. Yeah. I've seen it actually. I just saw an episode of it the other night. I randomly just see episodes of it. I've never actually watched like the series, but you're so messed up, Penny. No, you're not. Isn't it funny how that's like okay, so I tan super easy. As soon as I'm out in the sun at all, boom. Algonac? Okay, yeah, it's O where the E is. We are not that far from Algonac. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Seriously, if you came there, like that is not very far at all. You definitely better tell me if you're here. Love it, love it. That would be so awesome. But yeah, I tan super easy. My mom tans really easy. My dad does. Like they both get super dark. And then my youngest sister gets really dark too. But then my sister, who's 2 years younger than me, she doesn't. And she's getting older. She burns less, but she used to burn like crazy. Um, and then like my husband burns, my oldest son burns, my youngest son kind of burns too, and then my middle son Riley is like my family and gets super super dark. In fact, people always ask him if he's like a like people always ask him what nationality he is and stuff, and nobody ever believes. Like when they see us, they're like, "Those are not your parents." It's so funny. But I'm like, if you see my dad, you see where he gets like he looks like me more so than he looks like me, not like my husband at all. But he looks just like my dad. So it's so funny. But yeah, I tan really easy, except for something that I hate. I've got like the like it's not freckles. Like I can call them freckles if I want to try to be nice to myself, but it's sun damage, let's be real. And so it's like stuff that like, I wish when I was younger I would have been smarter about sunscreen and stuff. But nobody can tell you when you're young. You think you know everything. I still think I know everything. No, I don't. But now I wish I would have so that I don't have that, but oh well. Oh, thank you so much for coming in, Jeannie. I'm so happy. Thank you. Enjoy your quiet time while the babies are sleeping. Oh, Oh no, Kate. My goodness. Man, that is no fun. Somebody was just talking the other day about something. They were on an antibiotic. Oh, it was Melissa Freeman. I don't know if you know who she is. She comes on here sometimes too, but she has a channel. And she was talking about after she had her youngest daughter, she had something and they gave her antibiotics and it didn't help. So they gave her another round and ended up giving her, I forget what it's called, but she said she was basically like, I don't know how to say it without sounding gross, but like passing intestine, basically. Like this antibiotic screwed her up like really bad. And so that totally freaked me out. I'm like, what the heck? Like it was like 2 rounds of really strong antibiotics or something right in a row. I'm like, yikes. There's so many weird things that can happen to us. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. Every time my husband and I, we always laugh about it, but I'm like, it's so ridiculous and kind of scary how, like, when you see commercials for different drugs for stuff and, like, the side effects they talk about, I'm like, no, thank you." Like, I'd rather just deal with whatever the thing is. Like, if that's a chance of something you could have as a side effect, I don't want it. Like, is the thing you're taking the medicine for worse than that? I don't think so. Yikes. And, like, obviously, it doesn't happen to everyone, or they wouldn't keep making like, having people try it, but it has to happen to someone for it to be listed as a possible side effect. I'm like, "Yikes." Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't think so." I'm so excited this, Saturday. Oh, let me read what you said. Ugh. Oh, man, Kate, they gotta get you all fixed up before you're going on vacation so you can just enjoy yourself. I feel like things happen in such cruddy timing, and that's the thing too. So, like, last night, I thought I was getting a migraine, and I was like, "Oh, no, like, I wanna go to Bible study tomorrow." But then, like, my oldest son was standing in here talking to me, and, um, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I think I might be getting a migraine." He's like, "Oh," and, I said, "But I'm torn, like, I don't want one at all, but it's probably gonna happen because they happen pretty much every month." And I said, and it's like, "But it'd be better to get it right now than Saturday because Saturday, so my sister is a teacher and she teaches English and dance. Um, and my niece goes to the same school. It's the school where the shooting was at the end of November. Um, and they are doing a production of Newsies. And so they have been working on this for months and months and months. Okay. And which I loved the day that when we were supposed to go see Hairspray the musical and it got canceled on us, my niece and I were sitting in the back of the truck and they had the soundtrack for Newsies on. So she was singing me the songs and telling me about like her parts and whatever. So she's super excited about it. She will be 16 on the 26th. And so like so excited. They've been working so hard on this. My sister choreographed it and all that kind of stuff. So that is Saturday. We're going to see that. My husband and Asher and her and Asher are like two peas in a pod. And I just smacked myself in the face. And so I'm super excited to go see that and like what they've been working on so hard and everything. And I'm like, if I get a migraine and can't go, I will be devastated. And so I'm like, so it'd be better to get a migraine right now. Or next week when we're going Tuesday and coming home Wednesday for that concert, I can't get a migraine for that. And actually the last time we went to the concert over there, I ended up getting a migraine. So that next morning when we were driving home, oh man, I was so sick. And so I'm so afraid of that happening again because I have a hard time with hotels anyway. So if I'm already at that point where it could possibly be a migraine, I'm in trouble. And so I'm like, ugh, like it's like this weird thing. And that's what my husband today goes, that's ridiculous that you have to think about that. Like, oh, it'd be better to get my migraine now so that I don't have it. He's like, that's terrible. And I'm like, that's my life. Like, what do I do? So I'm like, I don't want a migraine, but I'd rather hurry up and get it right now so that I know I'm done with it for the next, things that I've got coming up. Stupid. Oh, it's funny, Kate. Yeah, they're on our or yeah, those ads are on our TV. It's all the time. I know, isn't it crazy, Sue? So crazy. It's like we know we should be wearing it, but we don't. But yeah, I'm like, dang it. Like, if I am gonna get a migraine, now I've got my since my doctor called my Imitrex in for me this morning and I was in the city and got it. I'm like, I'm prepared. So at least have something to sometimes it helps me and sometimes it doesn't. So and then I usually have my migraines always last 2 days. It's so weird. They used to be really bad the first day and better the second day. Now they're yucky the first day, really bad the second day. And so it stinks because at least it used to be like, oh, this is awful, but I know tomorrow will be a little better and then I should be good. Sometimes it will go over a little bit into the third day, but usually by like, late morning, it's gone. Um, but now, yeah, like it's like now when I get them, I know the next day is going to be even worse. So that super stinks. And, but yeah, sometimes the Imitrex will be like, helpful and get me through it and make me fine. Like for my nephew's wife's baby shower, thank God it got me through that because there was no I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. And I ended up being fine and felt good during it. So stuff like that. But then I do still have like a residual head or like residual headaches for like 2 or 3 days after it. So it's like, ugh, it is crap. I agree, Kate. It's crap. Uh Yeah, like, migraines are stupid, I hate them. You wanna be 16 again? I don't. No, thanks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't wanna be 16 now, the only thing, like, if I could go back, and, like, take better care of my body and stuff like that, like, that kinda stuff, I'd be glad, but I don't wanna go through any of the other stuff of life from back that far. No. Did I Did I last week? I don't think I had the date for my did I have the date for my, tattoo yet last week when I talked to you? I think I just told you he had said, like, he was booking for the end of April or beginning of May. I don't know if he did or not, but anyway, April 24th at 12:30, my tattoo. I cannot wait. I wish it was sooner, but that's okay. I'm like, "You know what? I'm working out hard and everything. I'm doing a lot of strength stuff. My arms are something I'm very self-conscious about, so, um, I'm excited to be working, hard on those and stuff. And so then I'll feel even better about the way my arms look before I get it. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I cannot wait. I have so many things right now that I'm super excited about like that. Don't do this and that maybe. Yes, exactly. I know. Kate, isn't it ridiculous? I always think about that too. Like in high school and stuff, I was like, ugh. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now when I think back to it, what did I even weigh when I graduated? I think I was like 112 pounds or something. Like, are you kidding me? I would look sick right now. Isn't that weird too? The way your body composition kind of changes, like after having kids or just different things. Like if I weighed 112 pounds now, people would think something was wrong with me. Like I would look so sick. But it's just so funny though. Like I remember being like, but I think it's because I'm sure I have a like thicker build. Like our family has thicker legs and butt and that kind of stuff. So I never had like that slim, skinny girl kind of look that I, for some reason, thought I needed. I think because a lot of my friends had more like that type of a body. But yeah, now I'm like, girl, you looked good and you didn't even realize it. And it was in the 90s and we wore big, giant, oversized stuff. I used to wear my dad's stuff. My dad is 6'5". And at that time, he was about 290. And I used to wear his shirts with jeans to school. I'm like, come on, Danielle. Like the time in your life when you had your best body and you wore these giant oversized clothes. So dumb. That's why trends, kids, don't follow trends. They're stupid. You'll regret it later, and you'll look back at pictures and go, "What the heck was I doing? Why did I do that?" Yep. I wouldn't change things either. Oh, okay, Kathleen, thank you. Yeah, because my doctor did say, like, you can take something else with it, whatever, so I'll have to try that. Because oh, man. And 2, because it's like you can't take just, never-ending amounts of that. Because what is it? I think you can only take is it 2 in a 24-hour? No, 4 in a 24. I have 50 milligram, um, Imitrex. Penny, isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. 88 pounds. I can't even imagine, Sue. Yep, baggy jeans, baggy tees, ridiculous. Hi, Heather. Yay! I'm so glad you made it. How's River doing? And you. But yeah, it's so funny. Like those were totally the trends. Oh, I remember one year to start school, my outfit. I'm trying to think. It was high school, but I can't remember what grade it was. Um, ooh, shot in the leg. Oh, living room sleepover. How fun. I love stuff like that. Um, I had this, like, I can picture it so perfectly. It was like a dusty mauve um dress, like a skater style dress, but it was like thin straps and it was ribbed. And then under it, I had like a cream colored, like cap sleeve shirt. Okay. And then I had like, not boot socks, but yeah, kind of boot socks that were kind of scrunched at the top with like work boots, like the, tan work boot. That was my outfit I wore for the first day of school. I remember I felt so freaking awesome. It's so funny. So then when that stuff started coming back out with the little, tank tops and stuff with the shirts under it, I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, stop doing that. So funny. Like, oh, the things that I used to wear. I remember so like Birkenstock sandals, like the traditional two-strap looking ones. Um, I remember when they came out, like, with the knockoff ones of those, and I was in high school, and I remember I got a pair and, like, nobody else had them, and they were like, "Those are so ugly. Why would you wear those? Those are so ugly." And then everybody started wearing them, and I was like, "Hmm, I thought they were so ugly." And then another year, my friend Megan and I, who's my doctor or whatever, she and I both got, like, clogs, and everyone was making fun of us, but then partway in the school year, then everyone started wearing them. I'm like, I thought they were so ugly. But we always liked to do like stuff that was like new and whatever. And we grew up in a little tiny hick town, and people were not ready for that. It's so funny. So then, way later, when things were like the trend was other places probably not even around anymore. That's when like our area would get it. Oh, stop, Sue. No, no, only pink. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious, Heather. Didn't you get tired of wearing them just the same color all the time? I think I'd go crazy. Leggings and pixie boots. Yes, I totally had actually I was cracking up because I remember this one time because somebody was like, those look like elf shoes or something. And I was like, what? Like, no. And leggings with long sweaters. Okay, Kathleen, actually, Carla from Young at Heart, aka Carla, she sent me an ice roller right before Christmas with like a package of stuff she sent me for Christmas. I told her, I'm like, Carla, that thing is a miracle worker for me. I mean, obviously, it doesn't take the migraine away, but the relief that it gives is incredible. So, yeah, if you're somebody who gets migraines, get yourself one of those ice rollers. I'm not kidding. It is so nice. My everything like radiates in my left, like in my jaw, into my ear, and into like my temple and stuff up here. And man, I just roll that thing back and forth. Oh, it feels so good. It's funny though, I have to be careful. I can't put too much at a time, too much pressure like on my temple. It'll make me throw up. Weird. But oh my gosh, it feels so good. And it stays cold for a really, really long time. Yeah, like we were like for our area, we were ahead of the trend. So, okay, this is hilarious. So, I grew up, we did not have money. Like my family did not have money. My best friend, her family did. And for a sad reason though, her dad actually was killed in a car accident when she was 2 or 3. She was really young. Um, and so, because of that, and their families already had money anyway. Her dad, he was like a baseball player, and I think he was going to play for the Detroit Tigers, but he decided not to, and have a family and that kind of stuff instead. I mean, I know you can do both, but he decided not to. But yeah, the woman who hit him, whatever, it was a bad situation. But anyway, so their families had money anyway, and then after that, then they had quite a bit of money, and so she could afford whatever. Like, we'd go shopping. I remember, oh my gosh, I loved this so much. We'd go to the mall, and Hudson's was like a fancy department store. They're pretty fancy, especially around here, and, we would go, and there was a restaurant in Hudson's, and so we'd go there and have lunch, and, like, her mom would pay for the stuff, and we'd get ice cream at Hudson's and shop. Well, my friend, if she saw something she liked, she would just get it. Like, she wouldn't even look at the price tag on it. That was never my life. And so I remember things like I'd always have to get, like, the knockoff version of things. However, she never, like, made me feel bad about that or was like, "Oh, that's like the cheap version," or "That's not the real thing." Like, she never ever was like that. Um, and so I'm thankful for that because I couldn't afford that. But I still had so much fun going with her. Like, I lived vicariously through her. Like, I can't imagine just being like, "Oh, I really like this. I'm just gonna get it." Like, what? But yeah, but so she and I would always get like whatever, like, we loved like magazines and stuff. And so we'd get 17 magazine and different stuff and look at like the different clothes people were wearing. And we're like, oh, we should get stuff like this. So we did do that kind of stuff. And around here, people didn't really do that. And so at first it was, people would be like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that? And then, after a while it would become popular around here too. But it's funny. Layered everything. Skirts over jeans. Isn't that so funny? Worst color of pink ever. Oh my gosh, I love it. Uh, Kate, I'm with you. I love me a pair of leggings with my Doc Martens, like, mhm. I wear, like, a long cardigan, I love that. Oh, I have my, look, I'm like, "Woo!" My corduroy pants on that I got from Walmart today. I guess I should record this outfit real quick to have it be part of the, like, the try on or how I put it together outfits, whatever, with that stuff. Oh my gosh, Sue, that's horrific. Like, migraines are no joke. People who don't get them do not understand. When my sister first started getting hers happened, she was working out and she jumped and she said she heard like a snap kind of thing and was like, "Oh, what was that?" And she goes, but she kept going. Well, next thing she knew, she like hit the floor and she ended up in the hospital. They could not figure out what was going on with her. Well, she was having migraines so bad, they kept medicating her to basically like knock her out because they didn't know what to do with her. And it was right before I was going to be having my thyroid removed. And I've suffered with migraines for years and years. And so we actually were up in the Upper Peninsula and stuff, doing some vacation stuff before I was going to have surgery and whatever. Well, and then my sister was going through this at the time. And I remember, well, because I almost didn't want to go on vacation. And my husband's like, okay, it's better to like there's nothing you can do. So let's go where your mind isn't constantly on it. Because I was like losing my mind because my brother-in-law told us that when she would come out of it and stuff, she was like projectile vomiting, like, and begging the nurses to kill her. Like she was in so much pain. She's like, please just kill me. Like, and I was like so devastated by it. But for people who don't understand like the severity of what migraines can be like, it's unbelievable. Like there are times where I'm like, I would love to just bash my head off a wall. Like it's awful. And so I can't even imagine going through that long of a period. At least mine, I know, are going to be 2, 3 days max. Like I just have to get through this is basically how like I have to keep telling myself. But it makes me cry because I get angry about it and like upset because I'm missing out on things. I hate them so much. I can't believe they can't figure out something to like do about them. Okay, so yours go radiate from the right. And yeah, mine are left. Yeah, and they go up. And sometimes they radiate from my neck though. They usually start at the base of my neck. That's when I know I'll be like, "Oh, this is not good." But then it moves into my jaw and like my left side. Horrible. Yeah, that's what we had to go. Like there was a big mall. It's about 40 minutes from here. So that's where we would go and go shop, and that's still where like the bigger shopping areas are. Like the town where my church and stuff is, there's some bigger stuff. Not a ton of stuff, but and that's like 30 minutes away, 25, 30. And but then like the bigger stuff is about 40 minutes from here. It's so funny. I'm torn on the whole school uniform thing because in one way it's kind of nice because you never have to like then it's not like being made fun of for not having certain kinds of clothes or stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like it kind of takes away your individuality. Like I guess it depends because some places it's like you have to do your hair like a certain way or whatever. You can't have colored hair. You can't. So like that kind of stuff. Then it's like I feel like they take all your, you know what I mean? We're individuals. We have different likes, and I feel like you should be able to express yourself that way. But then I can also see the benefits of uniforms. Cord ski pants. Oh, like are they just like corduroys that are like high waisted? Is that what you mean? Thank you. Oh yeah. No, Kate. I know how awful that is. Um, you can try asking me a question. Yeah, online. Well, and now it's like beginning to be where, it's harder to, I think it's so sad that malls are closing and stuff. Because it's like, don't people want to go try stuff on? Like, don't you like the excitement of being able to look through things and try them on? Like, I don't know. I love shopping. For people who don't love to shop, then I guess they wouldn't care. But I have always loved shopping, just making a day of it and going and stuff. It's like, um, I literally just pull the arms through each other and pull. I don't have any fancy fashion techniques. Um, but yeah, school uniform. In high school, people said no thanks to the uniforms. Yeah, don't blame you. Yeah, that is the nice thing too, Sue. It's never like a matter of like, oh, what am I gonna wear today or whatever. Oh, stirrup pants. That's what we called stirrup pants. That's so funny. I have seen those again places. My mom and I were like, actually cracking up. We were at Kohl's one day, and when was that? It must have been last spring. No, maybe it was in the fall. Um, and thank you, Penny. You're the best. Um, and we saw some stirrup pants. I picked 'em I'm like, "Look at these." My mom's like, "What?" Like, did not know they made those again. I haven't even seen them since, so it was just a random one pair in a clearance rack, but you're in timeout. Who asked for these? I know, they're hilarious. I'm like, "No, can't imagine going back to those," but I definitely did have them. It's so funny, the different stuff, like, I don't know. Ugh, I know, people are weird. Um, I get so bummed though sometimes because like, I've been looking at Poshmark and stuff for, like, new dresses for, summer, which actually today I hope these work out. I got a couple things at, Goodwill that I'm, yeah, really hoping work out because I think they're gonna be super cute if they do. Um, but it's like I see things and it's like a style of dress that I love. I think it's like adorable, but I know it doesn't work for my body type. And it's so disappointing because it's like, oh, in my mind, like this is so stinking cute. But I know once I put it on my body, it's just not. And like, I hate that. Summer or winter uniform. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, summer wear, what's that? My cousin works, she's a nurse and she works for a plastic surgeon. And their office, it's like they have to wear black, like black pants and stuff, but then they'll have a color for the month. So it might be like teal. So then they can wear like shirts that are teal. They have to wear, they have like I don't know, are they like lab coat type things or something, I think? But they can wear like accessories that are teal or whatever, and then maybe it's pink the next month or whatever. So they let them like switch stuff up like that, but it's still uniform that everybody in the office is wearing black and then whatever that accent color is. So I'm like, well, that's at least something like so it's not you don't just feel like you're wearing the same thing all the time. Plus, plastic surgeon, it's more fancy, like, they have to be very professional. That's why I cracked up. Okay, I haven't said where I worked. I always just said I worked retail when I was working. I worked at Dollar General. And so, that's why I had to wear black all the time, whatever. And I remember one time they sent this paper to work because there would be back in, like, the break room, stuff if there were, like, papers we needed to sign or things like that. And, I went back there and there was this paper about, piercings, like, in your face, and that you had to take them out for work and stuff, and I was like so I went to my manager, I'm like, "Amy, do I really have to take out my nose ring for work?" And she's like, "No, you are fine." Because 'Cause I'm like, "I am sorry, Dollar General, get a freaking grip. You pay people minimum wage, and you're gonna dictate how, like, they're" I'm like, "I don't think so." Terrible business or, company to work for, by the way. Just wanna put that out there. 78 years old, that's not that bad. Not that bad, Junior. Oh, she has septum piercing? That's the thing, I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." Because I think we talked about this before, like, with the tattoo things and stuff too, where people are like, "Oh" my husband and I were just talking about this the other day because, like I've told you guys, he's not big on tattoos and stuff, it's not his favorite thing, but he doesn't care if I get, whatever. And, but I said, there was this thing and it was this guy and it was like, stupid perceptions about tattoos or things people say about them. It was like, how do you expect to ever get a serious job or whatever? And it was this older man and he's like in a, button up shirt and dress pants and stuff like looks really nice. Well, then they show him just like in his boxers and he's literally covered in tattoos from like, his chest down to his ankles or whatever, but or maybe even the feet but they stop, like, in places so that his shirt sleeves, like, cover and stuff, You would never know that he even had tattoos when he's dressed up like that. And like stuff where it's just like that's such an old way of thinking. Like I feel like most people who think that are old people. Um it's just not the way things are anymore. Like because they shouldn't be because it's stupid. Like if you're really going to like judge whether someone can do a job well or not because of piercings or tattoos they have, like it doesn't even make any sense. I don't know why people don't realize things make no sense, but the world is full of things like that, so don't even get me started. Yeah, like well, because I was even saying, I said, it's funny because when I first was thinking about with getting my tattoo and stuff, and like I told the guy, I said, I don't want it to like wrap really, but if it needs to go around the edges a little bit, that I'm fine with that. Like I trust his judgment on what will look best for what I want. Um, but I was saying to my husband too, I'm like, okay, because originally I was like, well, I always put my hand on my hip for pictures. So I figure if it's on this side of my arm, then like for the kids' weddings and stuff like that, if my arm is like this or whatever, you won't really see it. And then I'm like, why do I care if you can see it? I don't care if you can see it. And then I'm like, so really the only reason I'm even thinking that is because of what other people might think. Why in the world would that matter? And these are for a few select events in life. So for those few things, I would be concerned and not do something I really want to do because of just a couple things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a couple moments in time when it's like something that I just want and whatever. It's very strange sometimes. The things I'll be like, I don't care. So why am I trying to I don't know. Yeah, Penny, and that's another thing too. I actually know quite a few people like that who are very like quiet, like mild-mannered people who have a lot of piercings and tattoos and stuff. And it's like I don't know why people get this idea that people with tattoos and piercings are a certain way. Like that's a certain type of person. Now, my husband and I always joke cuz it'll be like oh, something about that guy's tattoos. I bet he's a criminal. Like, we just make dumb jokes like that because it's like that's the kind of stupid stuff some people think or like you're um how trashy or like that's she's not very classy. She's got like what is classy anyway? If it's like to be like this perfect seeming blah blah, I don't want that anyway. Like I don't even understand why people want to be seen like that. Like those aren't people that you enjoy being around. At least I don't. Yeah, like who cares? Yep. You put on you what you want. You're somewhat normal. Yeah, somewhat is good enough for me. Normal is boring. I don't even who even knows what normal is? Poison your brain and reduce your IQ. But if it looks good, who cares? No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, Tish, I remember you saying that. I absolutely stinking love that. And the thing is too, like if you've had an experience, it's like with anything. If you've had like a negative experience with somebody who like looked a certain way or there was like some sort of, whatever characteristic about them, our nature is to kind of like connect things like that because I think about that even with like picking out names for your kids. And you might think of a name that you're like, "Oh, I like that name," but I knew a kid with that name who was a little stinker. I would not wanna name my kid that. Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, where you make these associations, and so I think that happens sometimes too, um, but then again, a lot of it is just people being judgy for who knows what reason. My son Riley and I were just talking about this actually before I came on here about, just how people are about so many different types of things where it's like, get over yourself. Like, if you sit and think you are better than other people for any reason whatsoever, you need to get over yourself. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't care what someone's struggle is, what Like, we all have our things. Nobody is any better than anybody else. And you can try to think you are because you don't struggle with whatever this person does. But the fact that you're even thinking that makes you definitely not better than them. Like, it's just, I don't know. Judgy people suck. They exhaust me. Aw. Oh, well, that's sweet. Funny, that's so funny. And I mean, there are things that you can not necessarily like I'm not a fan of face tattoos or neck, to be honest with you, or hand. I like, but that's me. That's what I don't want that on me. That doesn't mean that I should be like, ugh. Because I know even like my mom was talking about, and it does seem like it's become more popular lately, like a lot of like younger girls getting tattoos, like big ones like on their thighs and stuff. And my mom's like, I see these cute girls, these beautiful girls, and then they have these big old tattoos on their legs. And I'm like, okay, like it's not your favorite thing, but to them, they love it. Like they think it's beautiful or cute or fun or whatever it may be. Like they got it for some reason. And like, so it doesn't matter what you think, and that's the thing too with tattoos. They are not for other people. If you're getting tattoos for someone else's benefit, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. The tattoos I'm getting are for me. And so it doesn't matter if other people like them or not, because guess what? I'm not getting them for them. Like it's not on their body. They don't have to look at it every day. They don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, why are we so concerned with things that are on someone else's body? Like, that's kind of strange. They might have things under their clothes that you don't even know about. Like, I don't, it's just so weird. Just because you can see it, then you have an opinion about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, for myself, I would never want tattoos on my hands, face, neck, like that. But that's me. Like that's just not my aesthetic. That's not what I like. But I don't care if you like it. Like I just don't like tattoos that are like obviously anything like demonic or satanic or something like that or like just vulgar for no reason. Like I don't know. I that kind of stuff. No. But otherwise, whatever. Water fiery. I know, and I like seeing or hearing the stories behind people's tattoos, like why they, chose what they did. Some people they just like the look of something, and some people have a story behind it, and like either is awesome. Like, yeah, it's not ladylike. My grandma says that they look dirty, and so does my mother-in-law. So I'm gonna be looking real dirty pretty soon. No, it does not help anyone. Yeah, but the thing is too, you can't have something like that and expect people not to look at it. You know what I mean? Like you have to know that if you get a bunch of piercings or tattoos, so or whatever, people are going to look at it. Like that's just human nature. Like your eyes are going to be drawn to something that's different, no matter what it is. So for people to be like, oh, they stare at me because I've got tattoos. Well, yeah, if you got a bunch of tattoos on your face, people are probably going to look at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, why would you even get them if you know people are gonna look at it. You're gonna have to look at it every time you look in a mirror. Like, you don't think other people are gonna look? That only makes sense. Yes. Right now I have 2 tattoos, but, they're small and, so I'm getting the big one that's gonna be on my arm here. And it'll take up like, I sent him, uh, measurements of my arm and stuff, so it'll take up my whole entire forearm. And then, I'm gonna end up eventually just having him probably retouch the one on my foot because I like it. But the one on my back is the very first one I ever got, and I was like 23. And to me, it is when I see. I mean, I don't really see it that much because it's back there, so I can't see it. But when I do see it, I hate it. I hate it. Like in the summer and stuff, you can see it when I'm wearing a bathing suit. And to me, it is when you look at it. all I can see is immaturity, um, just like it has no meaning. It looks immature. It's not a well done tattoo. I don't like it. And so I'm gonna actually end up getting that one covered, and it's going to be very meaningful when I do. I'm already kind of working through that. So when I go get my other one done, I'm gonna be talking to him about what I want done with that one. Because he does amazing cover-ups too. So then I'll have those three. And then my sisters and I are gonna get a tattoo together too. So those will probably be the only 4 that I get. Because, like I said, my husband's not a huge fan of tattoos, and while he would never tell me not to get one, like, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna cover myself in them anyway, I don't think. But oh, that's so cool that he designed it. You are right about that, Junior. Oh, that's so cool, Kate. That's awesome, like, meaningful. That's my maiden name is gonna be in my one that I get done. I can't wait to show you guys. Well, okay, that's the truth, Kathleen. You actually just nailed it right there. It's not about it, people who do act that way. Yeah, it's their own low self-esteem, not actually that they really think they're that great. What, Sue? You have a temper? I don't believe it. Aw, Kate. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Junior. None of us get it right all the time. That's for dang sure. Aw, Penny. And that's the thing too, like, nobody knows what people have been through, like, to understand. But this is I just feel like so many times people don't even want to understand. They just wanna have their judgments about stuff, and they don't want to know anything other than that, like, that stubbornness. That's such an ugly trait. I cannot stand that. Like, nope, nope, I don't like it. I don't like it. I I have someone in my head when I'm saying that. Like, okay, that's not a good reason. Like, you can't just like, I mean, you cannot like something, but that doesn't mean you get to be a jerk. So weird. But yeah, I am super excited to get that. So yeah, I've got my nieces and sisters basically. 'Cause she choreographs it and stuff too. So their production on Saturday, and then our concert next week. And so I will not be live on Tuesday. I mentioned it earlier in this, but I know more of you are on since then. Um, but because I will be heading out, so I won't have time before I'm leaving. And then my tattoos. Well, and then my birthday's coming up, and then my tattoo, and so lots of fun stuff. And I'm sure my husband has something amazing planned for my birthday, right, Brian?
Yep, sure do.
Just kidding.
As soon as I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. It's nice to have things to look forward to. And Debbie's coming this summer, so I'm excited about that. We have 4th of July camping week scheduled, and of course, then our church camp at the end of summer. But like, lots of good, fun stuff coming up. Oh yeah, I do remember you talking about the crayon. Aw. No, you're not rattling, Penny. And that makes total sense. That's the thing though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people just assume things and don't know. Like, that's what I like. We were talking last week about like taking the time to know people, like to get to know things about people instead of just everything being so surface. Pretty much everyone's got some kind of story to tell, and it's like you can learn a lot from other people's stories. And the cool thing, how many times you find people that you can relate to, like who've had similar struggles and stuff that you can like share that bond with. And you don't know if you are a judgy person who, you know, doesn't take the time. Sue. So you're like the true Tasmanian devil. Too funny. Yes, I agree. Like, it's so awesome to share stuff about. I love that. That's like Aileen was on here the one day, and she was talking about like that she's adopted and all this different, and I was like, I had no idea like her story. And like that's the thing, it's so cool to hear, you know, about different people's lives. My life is pretty boring. But I'm fine with that. It's not a negative thing. Like,
Nice.
yeah, you bore me.
If you're bored, I've got a job for you.
Oh, you do? I already did it. I already did work today.
I have a luncheon tomorrow. I'm supposed to bring food for.
Oh, did you hear that? He's got a luncheon he's supposed to bring food for tomorrow.
You want me to bring like a sandwich tray or something, and I thought you could make your sticky buns.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Or you can tell me how to do it.
Or you can go to Jimmy John's and buy a...
I'm not spending all that money.
Penny said hi.
Hello.
Like, no. I don't. What a punk. I know.
It's easy, right? I can do it.
Yeah, Kate said, no, Brian.
I can't do it.
No, you can do it.
Can you tell me how to do it?
Yeah, you can just look at the recipe. That's all I do.
All right. Well, you gotta tell me what to buy, then I'll go get it.
Hi, Leslie. Oh my gosh, how are you? I'm doing really well. I hope you are too. I haven't talked to you in so long. We even did videos together back in the day. Isn't it so weird? I was just thinking about that today. Like a couple different people who it's like for a while there, it's so weird how you go through like these cycles of things. It's like you'll be like some stuff I did some collab kind of videos with people for a while, and then it's like you sort of fall away from each other for a while, and then you come back, and then it's like things just kind of go around. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing good. You look amazing, by the way. I mean, I don't know what you look like right this second, but in the videos I've seen, you do. In your Instagram pictures. What did you ask me? Felt like you asked me something, but then, yeah.
I just need you to tell me what I need to buy.
Oh, you can actually just look up a recipe for it on...
Ham and cheese sticky buns.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Penny. Have you guys had these? They're like ham and cheese sticky buns. You get like those little Hawaiian rolls, and you do ham and like Swiss cheese, and you put them all like in a 9x13 pan, and then you know, put the two, like you don't even have to break apart the buns, just put them in, and obviously the top layers take off, and put the ham and cheese and stuff, and then you put the top bun back on, but then you make this like kind of like a sauce stuff that you pour over it that's got like poppy seeds and which that made me think of something funny. And I don't know, it's got like sweet stuff, like it's got like mustard, and but there's a sweet, is it honey or something? I don't know. But anyway, you mix this up and you pour it over the top of them, and then you put them in the oven. They're so good. But the poppy seeds, I had Brian go buy them for me one day because I was making them for like our family Christmas party or whatever. And he was in line and going to pay, and he dropped the whole jar, and they just busted and poppy seeds flying everywhere. Like probably one of the worst things that you could drop. Oh, crack me up. Wow. Okay, I wondered where you were at. I did see that was happening, Leslie. I'm sorry. I always hate to hear that. How are your sweet girls? Am I saying their names right? Fallon and Freya? Is that how you say their names? Ooh, that'd be good too, Penny. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. All good. I know that's I've always been, and her girls are so stinking cute too. And I was like, oh, I love those names because I love different names like that. Love it, love it.
Will it be good the next day if I make it tonight or?
Freya and Fallon. Okay, I was right. What?
Will it be good the next day if I make it tonight?
You can
I should probably cook it in the morning, right?
maybe. It doesn't take very long.
How will I reheat it?
Yes, Phaedra.
Sorry, I'm taking over your life.
I know, Brian. Quit talking to me. I'm
Sorry.
trying to do. Hi, Emily. Yay! Go you, Leslie. I love you. Yes, he is. No, Brian, usually I take it in that, like I heat them right before I go and take them in that heated bag.
Will they last 4 hours though?
No, and that bag's ugly. I don't want you to take that too.
Maybe you can put it in the oven for me and then I can just come run here and grab it.
Maybe. Yes, and Leslie is a Canadian girl. She's one of my Canada friends. Yes, we definitely should. It has been way too long. That would be awesome. We'll have to talk about that. A little reunited collab. I know life gets crazy sometimes. Well, and you go to the gym and everything, right? Because I see you have that. Why can't I think of the name of it now? It's got like Popeye on it. I watch your stuff. I don't always comment, but I am seeing you on Instagram and watch videos. So obviously you can tell that because I'm telling you things that are from. But yeah, you guys, I was so excited. So I was talking to you about I'm doing this strength workout thing, this 8-week thing. So right now today is rest day, and tomorrow will be day 3 of week 4 of the 8 weeks. And I am so excited because I didn't have like the girl who's doing the workouts, she'll use like 10-pound and 25-pound dumbbells. And I had like 5 and 8-pound. And the 8-pound, like some of the arm stuff, like things where you're doing like lateral raises and stuff, that for me and was like I couldn't even do it hardly. Like I'd have to use the 5-pound ones. Well, now I'm flying with the 8s. So I'm like, okay, no, I need to get bigger weights. So I'll get the 10s because that's what she uses for it. So if that's all she's using, then I don't think I need to use more than that, obviously. But then I had my youngest son brought up the 20-pound dumbbells from the basement for me. Oh, I'm like a boss right now. Like I keep feeling so good about it. Like stuff that I'm doing, I'm like, heck yeah, I can do these rows with 20 pounds, like whatever. So then I'm like, it's cracking me up that I started with 8 pounds and now I'm doing those things with 20 pounds. But like I am already feeling a difference in my clothes, and like I can feel muscle like in my thighs. Yesterday when I was in the shower after my workout, I like sort of like did like a slight crouch or something to grab something, and I was like, I could feel the muscles in my legs in a way I've never felt before. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome. So I'm like so excited about it. But yeah. Oh, if Asher goes to youth group tomorrow, maybe we can go look for some 10-pound weights for me.
Okay. Should I wait to
'Cause I
go to
would
the
like that.
store, or should I just go grab the stuff I need?
You can go grab it.
If there's something you think of that you want me to get from Grover, text me or something.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. You didn't even kiss me goodbye. That's rude.
You want me to kiss you on camera?
Yeah. We can at least pretend that you like me. I love you.
Love you.
Okay. He put it on his hairy leg. That's hilarious. Oh, she's removing them. And I can totally get, like, if there's ones that you got that they just don't mean anything to you anymore, or it's not, you know. I'm glad that there is that option, because some people, you know, get stuff when they're young, especially, and it's like, like, this is not, you know. I know. That's so funny. He actually does most of the cooking, I'm not gonna lie. So I will do that for him. He's going to buy the stuff for it. I don't have to go to the store. They're easy to make anyway, but oh yeah, I do like resistance bands too. Thanks. But yeah, like these workouts, it's kind of nice because most of the time you're just using dumbbells. And then she uses kettlebells. I would kind of like to get some, but it's so expensive. Like even dumbbells and stuff are so expensive. It's stupid. And so I'm like, I don't really want to spend the money on it. So I use dumbbells instead of kettlebells, which she says that on the thing too. Like you don't have to have kettlebells. And then sometimes I use, like, I've got some like booty bands. So sometimes I use that, but oh yeah, tennis is good exercise. I mean, I don't personally know because I've never played, but I do know people who play tennis, and definitely you can't help but have a good physique when you do that.
Constantly moving.
Yep. Non-stop moving. And also ACL injuries. I just say that because my friend's daughter played in high school and stuff, and she tore her ACL twice. Yeah, how big was it, Tish? Because I remember like looking, were they, maybe they had, but yeah, I'm like, I kind of use like a 20-pound dumbbell as a kettlebell. So the only bad thing about it is they're like, those ones are just like metal. And so when I'm sweaty, I'm afraid, I'm like, I told my husband the other day, I'm like, I'm going to send this thing through the wall. Like, I can't, this is probably not a great idea. Well, because, okay, so I have like these workout gloves, you know, like lifting gloves and stuff. But the other day I put them on to do my workout and I was so mad. All of a sudden I'm like, because the workouts I'm doing are like 40 to 45 minutes. And my watch will tell me like exercise ring closed at 30 minutes, you know? So this one day I'm like, it's got to be getting dang close to it saying that. Like, how is it not saying it? Because I'm watching the progress bar on the workout thing I'm doing. And so I look at my watch. The glove had pushed against the, whatever this thing right here is called, and like shut off the time that it was like calculating for my workout. So I was so mad. So it showed I did like a 21-minute workout by the time I like turned it back on and whatever. When I did like a 45-minute workout, my husband's like, oh, it doesn't even count then. I'm like, I know. Not really, but it was irritating. Ah, well, I guess if she didn't mind doing that for him. Like I said, my husband doesn't love tattoos, but he would never tell me like not to get them, and he's like, I'll like anything that you get because I know you're not going to get like something, you know, crazy. But yeah, I'm really big on like nobody should tell you what to do with your own body. So as far as that kind of thing goes. Yeah, I've never even tried playing tennis. Oh, it is a 20-pound. Okay. Yeah, I should look at that then because that would be good. That would be much better than almost sending a 20-pound dumbbell through my walls. I'm like, well, and then there was this exercise and you had the dumb or like, well, she had a kettlebell. And so she'd squat and then swing it up and then stop it here and then do like a press and then go back down. And I was like, I am not even about to do that with this dumbbell because you're already holding one end of it. So like for the swinging, I'm like, I'm not putting this 20-pound slippery dumbbell above my head. Like I'll be crushing my skull. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably get a kettlebell. Kicks your backside. I haven't tried Botox. I don't know. I'm kind of weirded out by Botox. I'm not really big on anything like I honestly I hate to even have to take any kind of medication. Like I've just kind of always been like that. The only thing I ever take is like Motrin or Excedrin and like my thyroid pill because I have to or I'll have a heart attack. But other than that, like it was even like for the Imitrex and stuff, like I don't know, medications just kind of freak me out. So, and Botox, and I've seen too many people, like my cousin works at a plastic surgeon, and so she gets like she just has to pay for the like actual stuff, and then like other girls that work there that do it give her Botox. And like at Thanksgiving one year, it had migrated down into her eyelid. And so her eyelid was all droopy and stuff. I'm like, oh, heck no. And it was like that for months. And I'm like, I am not even about to have, like, I don't know. It just freaks me out. Surprise. She's doing what? Plus, I wonder if it would work for my like because mine are hormonal, so I don't know that it would work. Because I was even looking into the like the tragus or the daith piercings that people get that say, you know, and they say they help with migraines. I was really looking into it, and there's really no like scientific proof of it. I think it's more of like a placebo effect kind of thing, or it might initially help, but then like you were talking about, like it's sort of like along the same lines of acupuncture where you're putting you know, pressure on a certain place or whatever on a nerve, but that works because you're like doing it and releasing pressure, but it's like not constant. So that it would like I can't remember. Dang it. I was thinking about this last night too, because I couldn't remember it last week when I talked about it, what the word is for the type of pain relief it is. Um, but basically like it's like a temporary at best kind of thing. So I'm like, because I've got a face on my hair. No, a hair on my face. I've had so many issues with like piercings getting infected easy, not in my bottom holes, but up there. And so I'm like, I don't even want to mess with it for the chance that it's or when I know that it's not actually something that they've proven helps. I think our pound, Danielle, our bar for our like benching is more than 20. I'm pretty sure. I thought it was 45. Or am I making that up? Oh, maybe we put the weights on it and made it 45. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know they did that, Kathleen. Does it like just take the pain away for you to be able to wear heels? Oh, you can't believe or you're surprised she's getting her tattoos removed. If she doesn't care that much about them and is fine with it, then yeah, I guess why not? But I would never like tell somebody like, oh, if this guy tells you he doesn't like it, then you need to, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if she doesn't care. Like my one on my foot, I hate feet. Like I hate feet. And so that one to me, it's like something that makes my foot look better. And so I've always liked that one ever since I got it. And a lot of people people have complimented it like a ton of times and stuff. So I really liked that one. But yeah, but if it was something that I like, the one on my back, no, that thing's dumb. I can't wait to get it covered. I've got some cool ideas for it. So I'm gonna run them past my tattoo artist and see what he thinks, because I know like I trust his input on stuff because he does amazing work. Ugh, that's terrifying, Sue. Injections freak me right out. Like, freak me out. And that was a big part of why I didn't get epidurals when I had my kids. I was like, heck no, you're not putting any kind of anything near my spine. Spines are the grossest thing in the world to me. Ugh. Like, if you see a model of a spine, oh my gosh, like I can't even handle it. And so there was no way I was getting epidurals. Like, that was not even remotely on my radar of things that were going to happen when I had kids, and I did not. So I was like, nobody's going anywhere near. Yeah, Kate. Well, that's the thing too. For like certain things, I feel like because of the kind of migraines that I have, I don't know that that kind of stuff would work for. I mean, I'd have to look into it more, but I think because they are hormonal and because it's caused by the hormones, I don't think it's necessarily something that somewhere like getting Botox injections would help it. Um, but like, yeah, if it's something that gives you major pain relief for like chronic pain stuff, absolutely. And I mean, if I had migraines like more than what I do, I absolutely would probably look into more things like that. Um, but considering what they are and the fact that they most likely will go away after menopause, I hate to really do anything to what's the word I'm looking for? Just anything I can't think of the word. I keep wanting to say intrusive. That's not really what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. Medications, different stuff like that just kind of freaks me out. I don't know. I've kind of always been that way. But I think too, like my mom has never been somebody who takes medications and stuff. Like growing up, my mom still doesn't get like Novocaine and stuff when she gets dental work done. Invasive, yes, thank you. Um, and I didn't for a long time. I never got like numbing or anything when I got dental work done. As I'm getting older, for some reason, I feel like I'm more sensitive in my mouth area. So now I will if I have to have something done. But I don't know, as little stuff as I have to put in my body as possible. That's what I like to do. And I think too, especially after like having the like thyroid cancer stuff, even though that wasn't like something major and it hadn't spread anywhere. It was very like it was encapsulated in the nodules and stuff. Just the idea of knowing that cancer was already living in your body, and usually people who have had some type are more susceptible to having it in other places. It just makes me extra like mindful of the types of stuff I'm putting in my body or on my body or things like that. And I'm not great about it, like by any means, but stuff that's super obvious to me that I'm like really, careful with. Yeah, no way, Kate. I totally get that. That's the thing. Like, I'm not against it in any kind of way or something like that. Just for me, I don't feel like it's something I need. But like I said, if I were to, for some reason, have something more severe like that, then it would be something maybe I would think more about. Oh, injections for your MS. Yeah. And then what's hard too is some things like my dad and my grandma, his mom, have back issues and they used to get injections. Well, after a certain point, they stopped working. And so then it would be like they'd go in and get these injections and like go through the discomfort of getting them, and then they wouldn't even work anymore. And then so it was like, oh my gosh, like how awful. Like I remember my grandma, I felt so bad for her. When it was getting closer to the end of her life, she got dementia, and it's got really bad right at the end. And she would say, I just need you to take me to get my shots for my back. Well, she didn't remember that those hadn't worked for several years. Like she hadn't even been getting them. But like in her mind, she was thinking, my back hurts. I need you to take me to go get these, and whatever. I'm like, oh, it's so awful. And just to know like that back pain, because I know, like, I mean, I've seen my dad and my husband suffer terribly, and my brother-in-law and stuff. And it's like, so I get why, if there are things like that that could be helpful, then heck yeah. But oh yeah, anything spinal stuff just absolutely weirds me out. Well, and like my friend, her father-in-law had an epidural for some kind of surgery, and his whole one side was numb for like months. Like it didn't, like something went weird. And I'm like, oh heck no. Like I don't need this to have a baby. I'm not getting it and risking, because that's, and there's my worst case scenario girl thing coming back at you. My mind goes to what like bad things could happen with stuff. So I'm like, no. And in some ways I'm kind of glad about that, because I think it keeps me from like just jumping into things. I'm not saying like getting an epidural is jumping into things, but you know what I mean? Like just different stuff. It's like I really think through things. And so I'm pretty cautious for the most part. And I mean, of course, that played into being a mom. I mean, I was a cautious mom, but I have 3 boys, and they have never had any broken bones. And only one time one had stitches, my youngest. And so I'm like, I don't think being cautious is that bad of a thing. Like, actually, at the basketball game last Friday was the district game. They were supposed to play on Wednesday. The school that they were supposed to play forfeited. And so they didn't play until Friday for the championship, and we didn't win, but that's okay. It was still a good game. But the one kid on varsity from our team, oh my gosh, he went down, and his leg, and the way he was rolling, and the way his calf looked, I thought he broke it and the bone was trying to stick out. I felt my face get so hot. I was like sick. I thought I was going to throw up. I looked at this other mom, like my husband was between me. Well, it was my husband, then her husband, then her. We both looked at each other, and she's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I know, like whatever. Well, you know what it was? It was a freaking leg cramp. It was a calf cramp, and the way it distorted his leg, okay, so it was like here, bulged way out over here. It was the grossest looking thing. And I mean, he was rolling around because you could tell he was in pain. But I was like, yeah, no kidding, Penny. Knock on wood. But oh my gosh, it was so gross. And so then once we realized it was cramp and stuff, I was like, thank God. Because I'm like, I about just passed out in the stands up here. Like, I can't even deal with that kind of stuff. Wow, Kathleen, that's incredible. Man, some of the things that people go through, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's got a story. Anne Cretney, she's usually on here. She did a video about the disease she has. And yeah, C-sections, you don't really have a choice. But I had my kids naturally, and I didn't have to have epidurals, thank God. But she has, it's oh geez, it's like tremors, shakes. And so she was talking about, if you see me like in pictures where my hand is like it's not a pose, it's to hold my head still because her head will shake and stuff. And so she was saying how she doesn't like, when people ask her about going out to eat somewhere and stuff, she turns it down because she's embarrassed, because when she's trying to eat and stuff, her hands shake and food flies and whatever. Yeah, essential tremors, that's right. And I'm like, you know what? That's so sad, My grandma actually, she shakes really, really bad too. And she jokes about it. We laugh about it, whatever. She's amazing what she can do with it because like she does eyeliner and stuff. I don't know how, but some days are worse than others. And there's times it's like she can't eat soup because by the time the spoon gets to her mouth, there's nothing going to be left on it, kind of thing and stuff. And um, or like with coffee, like she has to hold with two hands when she's taking it over somewhere or whatever. And but I'm like, it's terrible that anybody has to worry about being embarrassed because they have something like that. And that's what I was saying to her. I said, I understand why you feel the way you do, but anybody with a brain should know when you're in a restaurant, if food is flying or you're having a hard time, obviously you're not doing it on purpose. So obviously it's something that you don't have control over. And it's stuff like that where it's like nobody, whatever kind of disability or disease or whatever they have, should feel like they need to be embarrassed, you know, to go and live their lives and do enjoyable things. That just stuff like that makes me so angry that there are actually people in this world who make other people feel bad about stuff like that. That is so terrible. God forbid anything happen to those people where they end up having to, have something like that that they would have other people look at and make fun of or something. I don't know. They just, oh my gosh, I can't even stand it. Oh, sure, Kate. You're trying to be good, but you're trying to influence me. I know. I get all the texts. There's actually just a few brands that I get things for, and that's one of them. Actually, that one I get one for Gerard Cosmetics, which is funny because the only things I own from them are things I did not actually buy. I won them from Clara Barrera several years ago. It's probably not several years, it's probably two. The watermelon setting spray, which I love, and it's getting low. I use it sparingly because I love the smell of it, but I really, really want the orange creamsicle one. And I've got one or two of their lipsticks and lip liners. But I got a thing, like a text today that their stuff is like 40% off or something. And I was like, ooh, should I order one of the setting sprays and the orange creamsicle? Like, do I need it? No. But yeah, House Labs, and then them. And that's the thing. I don't even know. I think it only was because of the setting spray that I even went onto their email things. And then Rare Beauty, which I've never ordered anything from. I must have just I think I was gonna place an order one time and then I didn't end up. So I just, yeah. Push the red button. Oh. Like you subscribe to her. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I was like, what? No, she's she's great. You don't have to you were kicking her off of somewhere or something. I'm such a doof. Yes, she is such a sweetheart. Beautiful, beautiful girl. But yeah, if you have some sort of disability or something, dang it, live your life. Go do the things that anybody else does that you're capable. I mean, obviously, some things people aren't able to do, but who cares if you shake? Go to a restaurant and if you drop food on the floor, oh well. People, oh, it makes me ugh. To think that my grandma shouldn't go sit in a restaurant and eat, that people would say something I don't think so. I actually told her too, and I think I might have mentioned it on here before. My husband's aunt was born with spina bifida, and she has a club foot and stuff. So she wears her one shoe has a big lift on it and stuff. So she's got a shoe that's normal and then a big lift on one. And then some of her shoes actually look like an oval kind of. So she was talking about that, kids are curious. And so they look and she said, I can't tell you how many times a kid would say, why do you have a weird shoe? Or why do you, and that the parents are dying of embarrassment kind of thing, and she's like, no, it's okay. It's something different. It's okay for them to ask. And so she would explain why, and stuff. And she said, I would rather somebody ask than just keep staring at me. And she goes, and a kid is probably going to still keep staring because it's something different, whatever. And she's like, but for an adult, I would rather an adult walk over to me and say, why do you have that kind of shoe, than to just keep looking at me from across the room, which I totally get. And, but the one time I was pregnant with my oldest son and we were out shopping for the crib and dresser and that kind of stuff. So it was my mom, my husband's mom, and then my husband's aunt. And, we went to the mall and his aunt needed to, it was easier for her for long, if she was walking long distances. Now she's in like a scooter and stuff, but she's also 81. And but she it was easier for her if she could lean on something like a cart or something and push. So she got this wheelchair and she was insisting I get in it so that she could push it so it'd be easier for her to walk. And I'm like, no, like that's gonna look ridiculous. And she's like, Danielle, I need you to get in that chair. Like, I need to be able to push it. So here I am, fully able-bodied pregnant girl in this wheelchair with an obviously handicapped woman pushing me, which we laughed so hard. I mean, the looks, but I was the best candidate to sit in the wheelchair because otherwise it was my mom or my mother-in-law who clearly were fine to be walking. It was so funny. So I was like, that's such a good memory. Like we laughed so hard about, because I was like, Aunt Pat, I do not want you to push me in this wheelchair. She's like, just get in the wheelchair. It's so funny. Yeah. Tremors. And actually my one uncle has, my one cousin, she's, how old is she, 5 years younger than me? I think she's 5 years younger than me. She has them pretty bad. And it's like, and same thing. She's like, some days it's fine. And then other days it's like real bad. Oh my gosh, Penny, if you could have seen, I wish that someone could have taken, this was before like cell phones and taking pictures. Cause I had them in 99. So that was probably still 98 when we went and did that. Yeah, I guarantee it was. And, so, oh my gosh, but I would love to have had a picture of that. You should have seen, people gave us looks like, what is going on? It's so funny because like her one foot, that's like the club foot, her legs get like very skinny, like toward the bottom, and that one like turns out. So when she's walking, like, I mean, her gait is different and stuff. And so here's her pushing me in the wheelchair. Like I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, Sue, not things that are dangerous. I don't want you to hurt yourself. No, but I'm saying things that people don't do because there's ignorant people who, make comments or stare or whatever, It's like, it's just so unfair for anybody to have to not be able to go enjoy things. Makes no sense that anybody would make somebody else feel like that. It's just, it's awful. Absolutely awful. But I think that's the difference too. I think you see those things in a different way when you have people in your life who have maybe some different handicaps and stuff. I feel like I've always kind of been that way anyway, because my mom, we were just taught better than that. But then to have my husband's aunt, and stuff, and see, there were plenty of times where I was with her and I witnessed what people do, and that was the kind of thing too. I even one time was like, do you have a question? Like to this guy, because he just kept staring at her. And so then he kind of was like, whatever, and left. But it's like, I think a lot of people don't really not recognize, but yeah, just kind of realize, what it's like for a lot of people. If you've never personally experienced like being with someone who, has to go through that kind of stuff. And I wish people were more, just understanding. I don't know. It's all the things that people do where they're like, and don't get me wrong. Hi, Debbie. There's my cute cousin right now. That's my cousin. I mean, yeah, I was just saying, like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I never look at people and make a judgment, because that's human nature. However, I'm pretty quick to catch myself and be like, whoa, like, what are you doing right now? Like, you have no idea, in certain, I would say I do it more in situations where somebody's like being rude or something. I think like, what is that person? But then not like, I think there's ever a reason to be rude, but sometimes it's like, I can make myself stop and go, okay, well, I don't really know what the situation is here. You know what I mean? Like, don't presume things, stuff like that. But like, I would never look at somebody who, and okay, but here's the thing too. Some people have disabilities that are not obvious. And so then you'll just see something that's like kind of different or whatever, and it's like some people are rude and are like, why are they doing that? Or what is, whatever. Like, do you ever stop and think maybe there's a reason like that's out of their control, but people don't. They just, a lot of people's first instinct is to judge. What? That's my cousin. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. It makes me smile every dang time. We are going to have so much fun together. We need to make up some dance to that song or something while you're here. It'd be amazing. Oh my gosh. So did you already go to like your appointment today, Debbie? Yeah. Home for the evening? My grandma insists on calling you Deborah. I'm like, Debbie, and like I'll say Debbie, and she's like, oh, you mean Deborah? I'm like, okay. Like, well, no, she's Debbie to me. I think because she's with Debbie right now, it trips her up when I talk about Debbie. Well, obviously, if she's with her right now, she should know I'm not talking about her. But stop it. I wondered what was going on with it, but I figured you just hadn't found like cheap ones, whatever. Oh my gosh, Penny, that would be so fun. Why would they do that? They're jerks. It's probably Brian saying, do we need anything? I know. I tried to tell her that. I'm like, she doesn't go by Deborah. Like, she goes by Debbie. I don't want to say exactly where I am. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Penny. I'm on the east side. But yeah, I'm like, that's what I was trying to tell my mom too, because I'm like, yeah, grandma keeps calling her Deborah. And I'm like, she doesn't go by Deborah. And she's like, I don't know why she keeps doing that. I'm like, you need to tell her it's Debbie. But I think that's the thing. I think it trips her up since there's Debbie Moyer too. So she's, yeah, you do, Penny. That's true. That's funny. Sorry, I'm texting Brian something real quick because he's at the refrigerator. I almost said at the grocery store, and I want him to get me something. Agave. He's gonna be like, "What?" I just told him I want steel cut oats, quinoa, and agave, and I actually do because I want to get back into the eating thing. I had done a time before when I did like this 12-week challenge thing, and like I did really good on it. And I know with like the lifting weights and stuff like I'm doing, I need to follow kind of that same kind of diet thing. And so you would make ahead of time quinoa and steel cut oats, keep them in the fridge. I have like these glass containers. And then in the morning you take, I think it was half a cup of each and put them together and heat them up and put like agave and maybe a little bit of almond milk or something in them. And then you could put like a couple berries or something like that in it. But not every day. Like you could do that a couple days a week. And so I'm like, I loved that too for some reason. The texture of the steel cut oats and the quinoa together, loved it. Tell me a name she doesn't like to be called, and I'll call her that. Yeah, no kidding. That's the thing too. I'm like, you can't just call people whatever you want just because that's what you want to say. Okay, this is hilarious too. So I have a cousin. I have a cousin. My cousin Ashley. Her daughter's name is Brianna, and my grandma calls her Brienne all the time. I'm like, Brianna, and she's like, well, I can't remember that. I can't, and I'm like, but that's not her name. Like, you can't just keep calling her Brienne. Like, that's not who she is. It's so funny. Like, it's Brianna. Is it Kathleen? Kate? Or Catherine? Yeah, there's actually both could be for Kate, right? Kathleen or Catherine. Oh, I'm sure she does love that, Debbie. That's so funny. Well, that's what we used to call my Aunt Cindy. One of her sons, so one of my cousin's names is Brian, but he's Brian with a Y. My husband's Brian with an I. And but we used to call them Big Brian and Little Brian, like because when the family was all together or whatever. Well, now Little Brian is way bigger than my Brian. And so I'm like, we need to switch now. He's Big Brian and you're Little Brian. So I'm like, now it needs to be Brian with a Y and Brian with an I. We probably just should have done that. It's funny. Yeah. Like if you don't like being called Susie, it's annoying if people call you that. It's actually rude. Like if people know that and they do it anyway, like that's not what you want to be called. Hi, Carla. How are you doing? How are things going for you? Okay, you're Kathleen too. Okay. You little spoiled brat. Yup. The babies always good. Okay, Patricia. My husband's aunt, well, we call her Aunt Patty or Aunt Pat. Um, but she even calls herself Patty a lot and stuff. But yeah, it's like me and Danny. Do not call me Danny. I hate it. That's funny. Even your mom called you that. Kathleen, you know you were horrible. I guess that's same with my youngest sister, Delyn. She was such a little brat. She was a brat. And like she knows it too. She's still a little brat sometimes. Not really. She's sassy, but she's not a brat. But when she was little, oh, was she a brat? She was cute, but you almost couldn't even see how cute she was because she was so bratty. Like that child. My goodness. I know. And that's the thing. Some people have names that's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to mess up your name. Like, tell me what it is, and I'll try to remember for sure. Well, that's like friends of ours. My son goes to school with their twins, and they're Donovan and Reed. And I love those names. But now they call Donovan Donnie, like when they're playing basketball and stuff. They're like, go Donnie and stuff. And I'm like, no. Like Donovan, I think is such a cool name. Donnie, not so much. And I'm real big on that. Like what I wanted for my kids was to not have names that could be made into nicknames like that or shortened names, kind of whatever. And so I'm like, oh, see, I wouldn't even have thought of that either. If I was to name my kid Donovan, I wouldn't even probably think, I don't know why, because I get so just stuck on what the actual name is that I don't like think outside of those things, but I would be like, no, I don't want people to call him Donnie. Don't like Katie either. No. Yep. I'm like, this is their name. I named them that because that's what I like. That's what I want you to call them. So I didn't even give names that could possibly be changed to something else. You know, like the goofy stuff when they're little, like Well, I call Riley Beguiley, but my aunt and cousin, actually my cousin Brian, they used to call Riley when he was little Riley Roo and whatever. So that was like a cutesy when he was little, but that's not like changing his name. You know what I mean? Or like uh Gavin's fiance Noelle, her dad calls him Gav or Gabby or something, like being goofy, which I'm like, no, I get that too. It's not the same. They're not, it's not like he's changing his name to a different name. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like his nickname for him, not, I don't know. I think you know what I mean. Australians don't pronounce ours. Yep. That's funny, Debbie. And because my Aunt Cindy's name is Cynthia. But yeah, she goes by Cindy. But and I really like the name Cynthia. And to me, they're not the same name. That's why it's funny to me, like shortened versions of names. I'm like, that's not even the same name. So why is that a thing? Like, it's funny to me that there's like these shortened, like William is Bill. How? How is William Bill? I don't get that. Like, there's just certain names like that. How is Charles Chuck or Charlie? But I know people named Charles that people call them Chuck. Like, how? That's not, no. Remington and Cole. You know, I've actually heard people who have done that before or similar kind of things. Well, I asked this guy. Well, the thing is, okay, so like, I'm not slamming, like, if you shorten a name, it's just if you want it that way. Like, but I don't think people should just assume that because your name is something that can be shortened, that they can call you the shortened version. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody wants to do that. Chuck is beef. True. Or it's Charlie Brown. If you listen to what's her name? Lucy, call him Chuck. No, Peppermint Patty called him Chuck, right? Right? I think so. Yeah. James, Jamie. Definitely. So my parents have a friend, his kids' names are Jack and Bailey. And so I asked him one day, I go, did you name them like after like Jack Daniels and like Bailey's? Like, I don't know why, but I just kind of thought, well, he's kind of a party kind of guy. And he's like, no, I never even thought about that. He's like, now that you say, I never even thought about that. It was like so funny because I just kind of thought he named just kids after alcohol. I don't know. He's like, now that you say it, I can see why you're saying that, but I never thought about that. Yep. Yeah. Or like my grandpa, my dad's dad, his name was William Donald and he went by Don. So he didn't even go by his first name. He went by a shortened version of his middle name. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julie. It's actually probably my natural oils coming through at this point of the day. My eyes, I feel like, look really dark and kind of weird on here. But yeah, the dewiness. Well, I do have highlight on, but as far as the rest of my face, it probably is my, oh yeah. Definitely my oils are coming through. I'm an oily kind of girl. And I can't find anything that, like, there's definitely certain things that make it better than others. But there's no way to completely control it. I definitely am a fan of like the blotting papers. I have those in my purse and like a compact to be able to kind of powder because there's no control in it. And in the summer, sometimes I just give up. Actually, we were laughing. This was so funny. We were laughing. Look at the way I said that. I'm like, I'm such a weirdo. Um, so my husband and I was talking about, I've been saying now for months and months about that we need to clean our basement, and we just, whenever we're doing it, we kicked some serious butt down there this weekend. So today I took my Jeep Cherokee, seats down, filled, couldn't see out the back window, to Goodwill, like not even playing. So that's the second time I've taken a load like that, and there will be more to come. But anyway, we were getting a bunch of stuff done downstairs, and my husband found this old digital camera. And so he starts looking, and the SD card was still in it. And he's like, no way. So he brought it upstairs. So that was kind of like our reward that evening for getting work done. We came up and we watched, like, he put it up on the TV, and we looked at the pictures that were on it. Well, a lot of them were from my mission trip to Mexico. And that was 2007 or 2008, I think. 2008, somewhere in there. Anyway, and then there were some like just other pictures and stuff of stuff with our kids, and like Asher when he was in kindergarten, like a field trip to the zoo, and I was his that chaperone and stuff like that. So we were like loving going through these pictures. But oh my gosh, you guys, I like knew nothing about like primers or powders really or anything back then. These pictures of me, the grease ball of a face I had, I was cracking up. I'm like, ew, look at me. I am such a grease ball, because there's nothing. I mean, my face just produces oil like insanity. And so I'm like, without knowing different like products like that back then to use, oh, I was a mess. And eyeshadow, I didn't know there was such a thing as eyeshadow primer. And so my eyeshadow was always just all creased and greasy, like these. Oh, it was awful. But oh my gosh, it was so funny looking at those pictures. I'm like, oh. Yeah, it's funny because Debbie, my mom, is really dry and stuff, and grandma, like I give her face oils and stuff all the time. I'm like, but I definitely got that oily face. And Dana and Delyn are more dry. Dana is a little bit oily sometimes. I think she's more combination. Delyn is really dry, but I am straight up oil. Not even playing. You're the Sahara Desert. Yeah, I'm just I don't know what you'd call me. I always say my face is an oil slick, but I don't know. It's in the summer, man. Whoo. Yes, she is. Sue is a beautiful person. You guys are all so, I love just like the diversity in people that like we have here, that we all like just joke together and have fun. And I love it so much. That's something too that I love, except for today at Bible study. Two of the people who sit at my table weren't there. So I was kind of bummed, but I love that, like, even within our little group there, like as far as age and nationality and stuff, the diversity we have at our table, like that, to hear like different people's perspectives on things and stuff. That's the best. A shimmering beauty. Well, thank you. That's why I'll wear some shiny earrings or something to maybe kind of outshine my face. Like maybe it'll draw the attention away. I really like that put that way though. That is a nice, I swear, like the way my eye makeup looks with the lighting and stuff, it makes me look like I'm really tired when my eyes are closed. My cousin, not my cousin, no. My nephew used to have a girlfriend who she didn't have like, okay, so I've got really hooded eyes, but at least like I've got like quite a bit of space between my eyebrow and here. She had hooded eyes, but also like not like a lot of space between like her eyebrow and stuff and to where her lid is. I don't know. But she always did like black on her lids. And I was like, she just looks like she's super tired. Actually, she looked like she was like stoned or something all the time. And I knew she wasn't. It was just the way her eyes looked. It just made her look like her eye makeup. And I was like, like I wanted to help her, but Your mom's like, "Are you sure you're talking about the right child?" Kathleen. It is crazy though how different kids are at home than like at school or something. Because I would totally like I worked in a preschool for 2 years, and like some of the parents would be like, "Is he like getting in trouble? Like, is he doing?" And I'm like, "What? No." Like it'd be a kid who was like the sweetest dang kid, like really well behaved, and she's like the mom would be just totally like couldn't even believe it because at home they're like, you know, crazy. But it is funny how different they can be. Yeah, deep set hooded eyes, you're right. Yep. There's no reason not to love each other. Like, no reason at all. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but my hair seems like a little thicker and more voluminous. At least I feel like it does. To some of the days where it's like plastered to my head. Um, I kid you not, if you have thin hair, get yourself the bedhead small talk thickening cream. It is a miracle worker. I wish I knew about this years ago. Like, my hair is so much better. It's not even funny. So, definitely, like, I mean, it's even up here the way it looks so much better. So, if you've got thin hair, I'm telling you right now, get it. You will be so happy you did. Yeah. I always just think though, I'm like, at least they're good for other people. Like I'd rather them be better for other people than they are for me, than be little monsters away from you. That would be rough. Oh, thank you, Junior. I agree. Lots of absolutely beautiful women here. Oh, Kathleen. Like, I've only got so much to give. I'll give it to the teacher who appreciates it. Uh, I'm afraid I'll end up needing that, Sue. My mom and grandma both had to have it. Oh, that's so funny, Kate. Like she was just shy there, so she wouldn't talk. Aw. Thank you, Debbie. I'm not kidding. I'm like amazed by it. It's I don't know. Like I'm like, dang it, why didn't I know about this product? Yes. Handsome guys and beautiful ladies. She never shut up at home. Aw, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Kate, they're trying to get you to spend money. Oh, thank you so much, Carla. Like I struggle with my hair so much because it's so thin and just junky. But this has made it so much better. I mean, obviously I still have thin hair, but it's so much better. Um, there was something I was going to tell you guys. I just read something that made me think of it. Oh, my friend Jenny, I'm surprised she's not on here actually because she asked me if I was going live. She sent me a picture when I got home from Bible study of the Morphe and Lucky Charms collab. I was like, "What the heck?" I have not looked at Trend Mood or anything. I have no idea what's been coming out. Like, I haven't paid any attention to anything. I'm not a huge Morphe fan anyway, but yep, save it for your holiday. You'll be glad you did. I know. Oh, the temptations, right? I do pretty good most of the time, like being able to be like, I don't want that. I don't need that. Well, especially too, because I'm like, I still have palettes from Christmas that I'm working through and doing videos with and stuff. So it's like, I have things here that I haven't even used yet. Like, I definitely don't need to buy more. Well, and then too, like I was noticing the other day, I was watching um, somebody's stuff. A text popped up from my husband, and my brain can't do both things at once. Um, somebody's video and she got like 4 different foundations. And I'm like, I don't go through foundation fast enough. Like, I sometimes feel like I'm hardly going to get through one before it gets bad, but I can't imagine buying 4 at once. Like, it's so funny how people use makeup so differently, you know? And like, if I like something, then I just stick with that. Like, I don't feel like I need to try this and this and this, but that's me. Like, we just have, our different things that we like or whatever, or the way we like to do it. But I also don't have the money to do that either. But oh my gosh, Kate, that palette's over a year old. That poor baby is getting no attention. Aw, that's too funny. Too funny. Yeah, is it the what do you call it? Small talk? Is that the name of that? I see it says thickening paste, but I didn't know if that was exactly. But yeah. Amaze balls. Thank you for doing that. I don't even say amaze balls. I have been saying the weirdest stuff lately. You guys, I swear ever since it started with that hot dog in that one video. Well, now Brian and I keep saying it. This might pull me off the screen. Hold on. I want to make sure it's the right thing. No, it's called Small Talk. And it's like a pink ball with a yellow pump on the top. Oh, bye, Sue. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Don't forget, I won't be on live next week, but yeah. I'm not trying to be cocky, Debbie. I'm just trying to have a little small talk. She done retracted her message. Forgot what I was saying. Shocking right now. Shocking that I forget. Oh, maybe they did. I hate actually when they do that, when they change packaging on things, because then when you're trying to explain it to people and they're like, yeah, it looks like this. And then they're like in a store looking for it and can't find it because they changed packaging. I'll go grab it. I know right where it is. Hold on. Anyway, I lied to you because it's purple and yellow, not pink and yellow. So it looks like this. Small talk. It smells so good too. Almost has like a candy kind of scent. But yeah, that's what she looks like. If you have thin hair, get it. Yeah, I do kind of like 1.5 pumps. And then when your hair is wet, and then just rub it through my hands and go all through it, all up in here, everywhere. Like really get it in everywhere. Because I know a lot of times, like, at least with me, with having thin hair and it getting oily easy, it's like everything in me wants to not put stuff by my scalp. But that you totally do. Oh, don't worry about it. I think people can probably figure it out. Bedhead, small talk. Just search bedhead small talk if you're trying to find it. I got mine from Ulta, but you can get it a bunch of places. I just happened to have a gift card from Christmas for my husband that I was looking for some stuff and got it with that. So, and also, so I mentioned last week in my live that you were going to see a lot of videos coming up that were like from companies, like review things I had going on. And like I said, I hate doing them all right together like that. But so now, oh, thank you, Debbie. I love you. Hope things go well at your appointment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, so now there won't be anything like that for a while. There is going to be coming up some things with like maybe a couple of products but that I purchased or someone purchased for me. They're not like reviews I'm doing for a company. They're like reviews of stuff that like I've tried, kind of thing. So there'll be that. And then I am excited though because Fitville, who I did that video where my husband tested out their shoes, you guys, I am not kidding you. He is like, he would never say that he thought something was awesome. He struggles so bad with his feet. So for him to have had the results that he has with those shoes, I'm not kidding. Like, it's amazing. And he goes, I mean, I feel like maybe I should have said though, like, it doesn't mean everybody's going to have the experience I've had. I'm like, well, people need to realize that anyway. But he's like, seriously though, like these are amazing. So they are actually now going to send me a pair to try out. So there'll be a different style and stuff. So when those get here, obviously I'll be sharing about them and stuff. But so I'm very excited to try them out. Now, like I said, I'm not somebody who struggles with having really sore feet or anything like that. So a little bit different from my standpoint. It'll be more just a factor of comfort and style and that kind of thing. Where for him, it's like a life-changing thing. And that sounds dramatic, but I'm dead serious. Like, he has not said anything about his feet hurting in forever. Thanks. But yeah, so that will be another like product review thing that will be coming from a company that, is sending me something. I'm not being paid to do any of it though. So like, these are not like paid sponsorship kind of things. Which, okay. Sometimes the stuff that I get offers for, I'm like, are you even serious right now? And just like the total lack of like professionalism. And sometimes I'm like, just as I'm reading this email you sent me, I don't even know yet what the product is, and I'm already like, no. like just you would think like, I don't know. It's very strange. And there's this one yes, comfortable shoes are important. There's this one company, and I won't even be able to think of the name of it. I think it's like Oedipus or something like that. And it's supposedly some software company I don't know. And so I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. You guys, I'm not kidding. I have gotten probably 15 emails from different people all for the same thing. I'm like, why do they keep? So the one thing I'm like, please take me off of whatever the list is. Not like they care, but I'm like, I'm not interested in this. Like, what in the heck? So I just started like blocking all the things, but I'm like, I don't know. It drives me nuts. Also, another thing, a company that I've worked with a couple times now, but it's like they don't communicate between them to know that they're already working with somebody. So they'll keep like different representatives reaching out to the same person. I'm like, I've already worked with you guys twice. I'm working with somebody else. Like, why do you keep sending me things to work with you? And I love too how it's like, saw your videos. You're so beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. We know you'd be perfect for, I'm like, okay, obviously like it's a copy paste script thing. And if you really did, and you actually looked, you would already see that I already did this exact product from you. Like, so why are you offering it to me again? It's so weird. But yeah, I'm like, no, like being a little more picky. I really wanted to try one of those winged liner stamps because I thought they just looked fun. And like, I know Debbie had really good luck with it and stuff. So I am happy that I got that. But there's a lot of things right now that I keep getting stuff for that I'm like, no, like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want to, for a couple of reasons. It's not something that I am like super excited about, which then definitely doesn't make it something that I want to put the work into a video for. And then also, I don't want to like bombard you guys with product reviews because I don't really want to watch those all the time either. So I want it to be things that are like actually stuff that I'm excited about. And like those shoes, So when like they told me like I could get a pair, I'm like, heck yeah, I'll take some of those shoes because you guys, they're like, so the ones Brian had or has are like 98 something, I think. And then there is the code that you can use and stuff. And then if you make a purchase, then they also send you like coupon type thing for more off, like another purchase, which then we'll use to get him another pair. But then like the ones I picked out, I think are like 93 something. I have never owned a pair of shoes over $60 in my entire life. In my entire life. So for me, that is like so amazing. Like a $93 pair of shoes. Excuse me, what? So and the fact that Brian had such an awesome experience with them. So I'm like super excited about them. And I also too, if you guys kind of know me, I'm not a athletic shoe kind of person for the most part. However, there are still things like in the summer when we're camping and we like to walk in the evenings and stuff. I don't really prefer to walk around in my flip-flops for long distances. So like stuff like that, like they'll be perfect for, because the only other pair of tennis shoes that I have are the ones that I had from when I worked. I wore the same pair for like almost 3 years. So they're like pretty worn down, you know? And so I'm so excited about them. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that in case you were like, girl, you've been overloading us with these, you know, like reviews. I get it. I don't like that either. I don't like how they fell like that because I definitely don't want to do more than one a week usually, but I usually like to spread them out further than that. And it just all landed that way by the time things were getting to me and stuff like that. So yeah. But holy cow, I've been on here for almost 3 hours. Someone needs to tell me to shut up. But I'm so glad that you guys want to listen to me. You're awesome. And I thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, I will not be live next week. So I will be putting up a video on Tuesday instead. Yeah, I can totally see that, Junior. It's just not my nature to spend that kind of money on something. And also too, like I said, I'm not somebody who really struggles with like foot pain and stuff. So it's not like I have ever really needed to invest a lot of money in a pair of shoes, you know? So that's another reason. Thank you. Where my husband, if the shoes were $300, we'd find a way to buy them because it literally means that much for him. Like affecting everything. Like he gets these calf cramps that get him up out of bed almost every night. He has not been doing that since he's wearing these shoes. His back has issues all the time. He has not been having back issues. He's like, he keeps saying, I feel great. Like, I feel great. That is so worth it to me. So like, I will sing the praises of those shoes. I am not even kidding. Like when I put that on there, I am not joking. Like this is like legit. So definitely. And actually his cousin reached out to me because I had put a thing on Instagram about like, if you or someone, you know, has foot pain, watch this video. She actually then reached out to me and was like, I had no idea he had these issues. And she's like, I have them so bad. And so I was like, give the shoes a try. Like and she goes, if it weren't for the fact that it's him and I know him well enough to like trust what he's saying, I wouldn't do it. And she's like, but him saying that, like, I'm going to, you know, get some. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's worth it because people go by. That's why it's crazy to me. Like, I'm going to sound like an old lady again. These young kids go buy these expensive shoes, but I'm not kidding. Like these kids buy $200 shoes. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, how can you afford that? My kids have never gotten those kind of shoes from us. I can tell you that right now. And there have been things where they've paid more for because they paid part, like we put part in and they put part in. I'm not spending that kind of money on something. And, but so, you know, to think about though, for something that you actually need because it's going to help you as far as comfort and pain wise, you know, all that kind of stuff. That kind of money then under $100 does not seem like much at all. Like for that type, you know, if it's going to give you that kind of relief. So, oh, that's right, Kate. I hope you have the most amazing time. I cannot wait to hear about it. I cannot wait. That's going to be so cool. You deserve it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. Oh, thank you, Junior. Yes, Tish, isn't it funny? And that's the thing too. It's like, okay, just priority kind of stuff. Cause some things just seem more fun than others. Let's be real. It's like having to spend money on underwear. But yeah. Or when different household things break that you're like, man, that is not what I want to spend my money on. But no, it's totally worth it if it brings you relief like that. And I don't know if you saw on their website, they have like I think it's a 30-day money back guarantee or like 30-day trial, free trial. So if you get them and are wearing and they're not comfortable, then I think you can send them back. So definitely worth trying out. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Have fun, Kate. And yeah, I guess I won't see you guys for 2 weeks live, but like I said, I'll have a video out next Tuesday instead since I won't be live. Big thrills. But I thank you guys so much for spending time with me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So I love you guys. Have an awesome rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you next time.